Are you ready? Is you ready? You say you ready? Whole squad ready? Is you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Is you ready? You say you ready? Whole squad ready? Is you ready? Are you ready?
Good evening, and welcome to Fighting Patriot Football via YouTube on JohnCurtisPatriots.com. This year, John Curtis Christian School is celebrating 60 years of excellence and is continuing to build champions for life. Tonight's pregame is sponsored by Proud Yogi's Bears, Walter and Bill Sanchez, class of 1977, and younger brother Chris Sanchez, class of 1980. Proud Yogi's Bears, proud sponsors of Fighting Patriot Football. Alongside fellow John Curtis Christian alums Danny Wimpron, Robbie Utzer, Gordon Abear, I'm Kevin Fayard. Tonight, we're down in the heart of Lafourche Parish in Matthews, Louisiana. The John Curtis Christian Patriots take on the Central Lafourche Trojans in the season opener of the 2022 prep football season. Danny, welcome back. Season 12, buddy. Can you believe that? Holy mackerel, man. It seemed like yesterday we were just starting this bad boy, but it's our 12th season broadcasting Fighting Patriot Football. We're happy to bring the action to you. Hope you guys have been enjoying it as much as we have. Last year, the Patriots lost by 1 point in the quarterfinals to Jesuit. They look to get back in the hunt for the Division I championship. And last week was a good start as they beat the East Jefferson Warriors in a jamboree 30-6. Danny, your thoughts on the season and tonight's ball game as we face off the Trojans?
Well, first off, I want to say thanks a lot for the opportunity to be back up here with you. It's always a lot of fun. Each and every year we get the opportunity to do this. I want to say thank you to all the fans and the family and the faculty for allowing us the opportunity to do this a year in and year out, and year to year, getting up to year 12 has flown by, brother. So it's I'm glad to be back. But yeah, I think there's a lot of anticipation, just as normal for John Curtis football season. A lot of anticipation, and and obviously we have a lot of unknowns, I guess, as you start the season. I wasn't here with you last week in the jamboree, but you like finally when it's the opening kickoff of the opening game, because there's a lot to be told. You start to find out about your offensive line and your defensive front, and how guys are going to handle situations, and who grew up over the summer, who worked really hard, who's a better conditioned team in the fourth quarter. So the expectations are always very high for us. For us it's a state championship or bust, and that's the way it's always been. So hopefully these kids have really worked their tails off to work for that state championship once again, and we really need to get back there. But we're going to learn a lot about them as the season goes on. But really, in total, I'm just excited to be back up here with you as we look down with the team knelt down over by Coach JT and huddled in their little prayer position to start the game. You and I remember this from years gone by of being players ourselves, and just a lot of anticipation in the air. Beautiful Friday afternoon here at Central Lafourche, which you could talk about more, but this is only going to be the third time that we've ever matched up with them. So a little bit of unknown there. You like to kind of play some teams that you haven't played a lot, and you're going to talk more about, as the season progresses, maybe some of the matchups. I think we have a really, really good schedule, a tough schedule, but, we wouldn't ask for anything else. So it's a great opportunity for us to go back into it and, starting from game one, got to be working and hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah, I want to, again, thank you to Proud Yogi's Bears, Walter and Bill and Chris Sanchez. Thank you for all you have done. They are the ones who started the sponsorships back in 2013, year 3 of the broadcast, and we become good friends with all of them. Great people, not just great Patriots, but just quality individuals, and we appreciate their friendship. I know they're listening to us tonight in Lake Charles and Cypress Springs, Texas, respectively. You guys listen to us on the live broadcast. Feel free to interact with Danny and I. You can send a text message to 504-259-7690. Again, 504-259-7690. Give us your name and location. We don't have caller ID, but we do have the computer screen. And, feel free to ask a question, make a comment, and, we'll give you a shout-out. Love to do that. We've been doing that since 2013 as well, so it's our 9th year doing the shout-outs. As Danny mentioned a second ago, the Patriots do lead the all-time series versus the Trojans, 2-0. They met in the season opener of the 2001 season here in Matthews. The Patriots won that contest 22-12, and then they met again in the season opener 2002 back in Kenner, and the Patriots won that one 49-0. As Danny mentioned, we'd also coming down the Bayou is not no stranger to us. From 1981 through 1992, and then again in 1997 was the last time the Patriots opened up the season a little bit down the road on the other side of the Bayou in Galliano against South Lafourche. So any of you guys who played from the 81 season to 92 know all about that. I joke and I say, hey, my freshman year, I thought I should have enrolled in South Lafourche because we had a varsity game and a JV game and a 9th grade game all within a 3-year period. We'll come down to Galliano quite a bit. So, again, the Patriots are no stranger to Lafourche Parish. Let's toss it down real quick to Coach JT and the boys behind the run-through.
Let's go get it! Here we go!
Danny, you got to like that. Let's go get it. He ain't making no bones about it. Let's go get it.
Good enough for me. I tell you what, they look great in their red pants, white jerseys, white helmets. You got a couple boos from this side. But, Kevin, as you mentioned, I think later in the 90s we played South Lafourche a good bit.
Yeah, 97, yeah.
I definitely remember traveling down there and getting it on. But, excited to be back up here, buddy. And, Coach JT was short and sweet tonight. Let's go get it. And I think that, most of the talking was done down on the side prior to the game, going through their little tips and reminders and things that they need to do, especially on special teams. And, the offensive coaches obviously have done all of their coaching, and defensive guys as well. But, these guys I think we are on the other side. Our coaching staff is on the opposite side of us under the tent at the 50-yard line. So, as you guys know, the constant communication stays open from up top under the tent down to the field, and they're going to continue to coach them up the entire game. And look at that, Kevin.
Yeah, they
got
a Trojan on a horse hitting the field, and here come the Trojans as they enter the field from the north end zone. The Patriots occupy the east sideline wearing their traditional white helmets, white jerseys, and red pants. The Trojans in their home gold helmets, green jerseys, and green pants. I don't know if you remember, I'm sure Coach Corey back in the 7th grade took you down the Bayou, because he did it for us back in the 80s.
Yep.
Galliano Middle School, and they wore the same colors, and they look at the Green Bay Packers. They had a big G on the helmet and stuff. So
yeah,
big rivalry between Central Lafourche, where we are tonight, and, of course, South Lafourche. Central and South is a big rival. And, of course, if you go up further up the Bayou, and Thibodeau is E.D. White, and we played them a few times in the very first Prep Classic Championship game in December of 1981, and then I played them in my sophomore year in the quarterfinals in Thibodeau. That was a cold, wet game. We could talk about that another time, but Coach J.T. Curtis is entering his 54th season coaching the Patriots. He's got a record of 603 wins, 75 losses, and 6 ties. Danny, he is 18 wins away from tying Coach Jim McKissick, 19 wins away from being the all-time winningest coach in the sport, no matter what level of football. So hopefully that'll come in a few years. I was at the Hall of Fame speech that I gave last year. I caught me off guard, and I asked, Coach, you started coaching in '69. Like, when did you start, camp? He was like August 15th. And I kind of figured out, and I was like, wow. He held his first practice 3 weeks after we landed on the moon for the first time.
Yeah.
To get in perspective.
Been a long time.
You and I don't, because I was born in 71, you were born in 81, so it's hard for us to understand. But to put it in some of your older listeners,
Yeah.
he started coaching the Patriots. The Vietnam War was 6 years away from ending, and President Nixon was in office. And 3 weeks prior, we landed on the moon. That shows you how long he's been coaching the Patriots.
Times are different, huh?
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
Come and gone, seen a lot of things change, but
yep.
you know, a lot of things stay the same as well.
I want to give a shout out to Jeff Bonet. He's always the first texter of the games. We appreciate you. He's watching from Walker at the Walker Ponchatoula game. So we appreciate you, Jeff. Thanks for always being a loyal listener.
I want to give a shout out to my boy Chris Bergeron and his future Patriots,
All right.
Tyler and Layla. And I want to thank you guys for listening.
First victory tonight goes to the Patriots. The Patriots won the toss, elect to receive. The Patriots will defend the south end zone, which is to our right. Danny, Robbie, and I, we're up in the press box for the first time in a long time. It feels good to be up in the box, not calling the game in the stands. So we're on the home side. And we were supposed to play Central Lafourche last year. The coach at the time was fellow Patriot Aaron Meyer, who is now the head coach at Morgan City. But as you know, a year ago on Monday, which last year would have been on Sunday, the 29th, was Hurricane Ida. And it came right through this area and destroyed this area. And obviously we couldn't play. They couldn't play because they didn't have power down here for like over a month and a half. So anyway, we finally get a chance to play them. But we're going to pause for the playing of the national anthem and an invocation.
Members of the Guard include Cadet Charles Damaros carrying the state flag, Cadet Peyton Domingue on the rifle, Cadet Macklin Fungi on trail rifle. They are under the command of Cadet Captain Nate Roderick, who's carrying the American flag. Tonight they are joined by members of the CLHS chapter of Catholic Athletes for Christ. They are assembled surrounding the flag. Lily Dominic of the CAC will lead us in tonight's moment of reflection.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Lord, we ask your blessing on the game that is about to be played. We thank you, Father, for the many gifts and talents that you have given us. Grant us the strength and guidance to glorify you in our thoughts, words, and actions. Let us enter into this competition in a spirit of sportsmanship and with a respect for one another. We pray in a special way for the safety of all of the players, coaches, and officials. We ask that you bless all those who support and cheer us on in this game and in life. Amen.
Now we ask that you remain standing at attention. Gentlemen, remove your hats. Everyone place your right hand over your heart as we proudly listen to our national anthem as performed by the Trojan Lancers.
And welcome back to Fighting Patriot Football via YouTube on JohnCurtisChristianPatriots.com alongside Danny Wimpron. I'm Kevin Fayard. Happy to have you guys listen to us on the broadcast. I want to give a shout out to Bubby and Donald Fabacher. Listen to us on in Harahan, Louisiana. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for being loyal listeners as well. Again, if you want to interact with Danny and I throughout the broadcast, feel free to do so. Make a comment ask a question, just leave your name and maybe a location. We'll give you a shout out. 504-259-7690. Again, 504-259-7690. And Danny, you know, we're so jonesing for football. You know, the last 2 years, the Patriots have lost 8 games due to COVID and, of course, the hurricane last year. And we are literally right behind the student section of Central Lafourche. And I'll tell you what, I got the Flazons. You know, it's just,
Oh, yeah.
it's high school football. I mean, how can you not get excited about it, you know? And I mean, we're not, you know, on the home side. I should say we're the visiting team, but we're on the home side. But what a great looking crowd! I'm looking here just below us. I mean, it's about 90% capacity. I'm sure it's a late arriving crowd. Of course, the Patriots part a nice contingency on the other side of the field as well. The Trojans will be kicking off left to right to the Patriots. D for the Patriots. Far side is going to be Gabriel, number 1. Middle is going to be, well, number 4, but they can call him off the field for some reason. Maybe you have a
Mike Turner. He maybe he didn't have a
pants.
mouthpiece or something.
So we're going to trade him with
Pants above his knees.
That's another thing, too. They called that a lot last week in the jamboree, Dan. You got to have your knees covered.
They must be kind of buckling down on it. But if you're going to do that, the officials usually walk around before the game and check everybody out.
Kick is going to be shallow around the 16-yard line. Fielded, it looks like, can't tell the number real quick. Let me see. It gets to the 30-yard line. That is number
23.
23, thank you, Gordon. It's going to be Anthony Smith. So the Patriots will have it 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Danny, last week in the jamboree, the Patriots alternated the quarterbacks a good bit, Smith and Bruno. Smith, the senior, will get the start. Twins receiver to the top of the field. That's to the right. Ball in the middle of the field. Smith hands it off to Johnson, the right halfback, over the right guard. He's going to fight hard for, let's give him 4 yards. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6.
And Kevin, a little interesting thing there. Bruno, the other quarterback, was lined up in the slot right there as a receiver. So obviously, you know, even if the quarterback is not in the game at QB, they like their athleticism to be able to get in there, maybe mix it up, do some stalk blocking, and be physical.
They did the same thing with Smith as well. Same formation. Smith, quarterback, keeps it. He's going to gain 2. So it'll be 3rd down and 4. And I'll tell you what, look at the middle of the field. The left side of the line drove the tackle back to the 45-yard line. Too bad we didn't run to the left side.
Yeah. We had 3 guys on this guy, and we got tackled for a 2-yard gain. But a good job, like you mentioned, a good push over here. And, you know, that's kind of the way the Curtis offense is run, you know. You're going to continue to give the ball, finally pull it as a QB, and it might be 2 yards, and all of a sudden 50.
Ball on the top of the field, Twins near side. Bruno is the quarterback. Will come near side. Prout got the handoff and no gain. So the Trojans will force a punt. The Patriots will go 3 and out. Gabriel on the carry.
I think their tackle did a tremendous job right there, just squeezing, not really getting his shoulders level with ours, but did a good job of seeing it after we gave it, and nice coming down making a tackle.
Spiral kick, and hit the ground. Nice Patriot roll.
Very nice.
It's going to roll a good 20 yards down to the 11-yard line. So with 10:20 to go in the first period, it'll be 1st and 10 Trojans from their own 11.
Good job right there, Jaden Alfonso.
Actually, 10-17. A couple more seconds ran off the clock, but nonetheless, it'll be 1st and 10 Trojans. So let's see if the Patriots defense, we can hold them here and play field position.
Yep, got to do the same thing, 3 and out, that they did to us and force the punt. And a good opportunity for us to mention some names out there and see some of those guys that are going to be rotating for us this year on defense. And obviously paying some huge dividends for the Patriots as the season goes on.
Quarterbacking for the Trojans, number 6, Micaiah Slayton. He'll have 2 receivers near side, 1 top of the field. He'll have 2 backs with him.
They call a penalty on us.
Yep.
They did.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah. 12 men on the field.
Wow.
Central Lafourche on the punt, and the coaches kind of.
So that moves the ball without a snap. Central Lafourche goes to the 26-yard line. Be 1st and 10. Wow. Slayton takes the pass from center, hands it off to number 23 around the left side. And he's going to gain a good 5, maybe 6 yards. That is Porter Zarang.
Come up and make a tackle.
Nice little run by Zarang. Second down, and let's call it 4. Give him 6 on the carry. Hey, I want to give a shout out to one of our original broadcast members, Blaine Thibodeau.
Oh, there you go.
He listened to us. He says, hey, if you go 16 miles north of Thibodeau, it's Assumption High School. And that's where he played. Of course, he played collegiately at Nichols. And his nephew, Mr. Fields, is going to be the starting quarterback at UL this year. So good news for that family.
Yep.
Slayton under center now. I formation. They hand it off to the tailback. Goes to the left side. He's going to be tackled for a loss.
It's
and
Justin Horn. Justin
yes.
Horn. Senior linebacker, 6'1", 210 pounds. As a lot of you guys know, he was the 110-meter hurdle champion in the state of Louisiana this year, and he's nationally ranked. And obviously he's only going to get better and better for this year, his senior track season.
Loss of 2 back to the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 6. That was Raymond on the carry. Yeah, he's actually an All-American in AAU track this summer as well. The running back's going to be Raymond and Zarang. Slayton, the quarterback, he'll go back in the gun now. Zarang will go out to a little slot to the left. Twins near side now. Zarang will come in motion, and there's a flag on the play. It should be delayed game. So I'll move back 5 yards.
Talking about the linebackers that can run, that's kind of the way that the game has gone now. It's progressed that way. You know, it used to be the old big, thick guy, thumpers right in the middle, those Mike linebackers that come down and hit you. But now, you know, you got to be able to run sideline to sideline the way that the game has opened up with passing and a lot of different developments, you know, and great minds back there for offensive coaches being able to spread the field so much. These linebackers have to be able to run, so Justin lends himself well to that. And I know he's gotten some offers already from some Division I schools.
3rd down and 11 now. Ball at the 25. Double twins. Slayton out the shotgun. Takes the pass in center under pressure. Somehow steps up the pocket, and the ball is almost intercepted. Horn had a hand on it, but I don't know how the Patriots didn't sack him, but we'll force the punt, so that's good news.
Yeah, good job of breaking it up. Jamal Callio almost had it off of the deflection there, but a good job, like I mentioned, forcing the punt on this first set of downs after the unfortunate penalty. And I think what Gordon was saying, Kevin, is that they had 12 men on the field and our coaches were arguing, and it was an unsportsmanlike conduct on us. It wasn't that we had 12 men on the field.
DeMay, it looks like they're confused. They may want to call a timeout. They don't have enough players.
Yep.
Now Zarang runs on late. DeMay is the punter. Prout is our punter. Return, excuse me.
They were obviously confused last time on the punt return as
Wobbly
well.
kick. Get away from it, but Prout's going to catch it. Woo, dangerous catch.
Good job fielding it.
At the 45 of Central Lafourche. Actually, the Patriots do win the field position battle in those series there. So with 8:11 to go in the quarter, 1st and 10 Patriots from the Central Lafourche 45.
Kevin, and that's really a good job on Marlon, because like the one that we saw from Alfonso from us, if you let that bounce, that thing could bounce another 25 yards and you get terrible field position.
Yep.
So a good job by him securing it on their end, on their 45-yard line. We get great field position for our offense.
Well, what makes it dangerous was that it was a wobbly kick. The ball, the way it was spinning, and he's running forward.
Got to go get it. Yep.
Twins at the top of the field. Bruno pump fakes, throws it to a wide open receiver down the middle. Caught! It's going to be a touchdown!
Yes, sir. Nice job.
Mitchell.
Good throw, good catch.
Bruno to Mitchell, 45 yards. Puts the Patriots on the board, 6-0, 8:02 to go in the quarter with the PAT pending.
And I tell you what, good job of selling the inside dive, stepping back. Junior quarterback made a nice touch pass, and at first I thought Mitchell was going to get caught. No, he did a great job of just outrunning the defender for the touchdown. So a nice touch pass. Got to give it up for the offensive line and the running backs blocking as well. But a good job setting it up on that first series, getting that 3-0. Oh, and here we go.
Oh, we had the
what they call weren't all set. Yep, weren't set. So a lot of times you'll get
swinging gate. We had it.
Yep.
We busted them. We're going to hit the 2 points, but the referee blew it.
We'll get the old muddle huddle. Everybody looks like they're set to me. Oh no, he got us on the turn.
Yep,
got us on the turn. So yeah. So for those of you who don't know, you have to be set for 1 second as an offensive team. So you can have one guy in motion, but the entire team was kind of turning into that muddle huddle as we were calling for the ball. So, but a good job. I like when those quarterbacks call for it, and that defense does not shift, and we go ahead and make it happen.
So the PAT for Alfonso will be just a tad longer, but the good news is, Danny, he's got the leg for it.
Of course, I got to give a shout-out to my boy Johnny Como out there in Marrero. He's listening to us live on JohnCurtisPatriots.com. Appreciate that.
Snap plays, kicks up, and it is good, but it's a flag play. It looks like Central Lafourche was off sides on the near side of the field. So let's see, do we keep the extra point, or we just say, yeah, don't worry about it, and go for 2?
I guess we worry about it.
Well, it goes back to the normal. We'll kick it again. See, we shouldn't have to kick it again, though.
No, we shouldn't have to. Just say,
whatever.
We'll decline, we'll take it. Unless they blew it before the action. I didn't think they did.
All right, Bruno will hold it.
But you know what?
Alfonso to kick it.
Kicker needs some more reps. Why not?
I hear you.
Precious points. You never know at the end of a game. Got to get some work.
Here's a snap. Plays, kicks up. And he missed it.
No, it's no good.
See?
Goodness.
So we should have had it the first time. So with 8:02 to go in the quarter, it's now the Patriots 6, the Trojans 0. Danny, that was a one-play drive going 45 yards in distance. Bruno to Mitchell on a 45-yard pitch and catch. 9 seconds off the clock, but unfortunately Alfonso missed the PAT, so we stand 6-0 with 8:02 to go in the quarter.
Kevin, for that scoring drive, I want to give a big shout-out to all of our platinum title sponsors. And that comes in. There's actually just 2 of them this year. It's Lingle Driving Academy and also Nike. So, obviously want to give a big shout-out to those guys because we couldn't do this without you. When Kevin and I started years and years ago, we didn't have sponsors. We didn't have a way to buy our computers and buy the microphones and buy everything. We were literally talking to each other out of a tin can for our first broadcast as one of the teachers. And then Robbie stepped up, and now we have all this technical equipment. And Robbie, obviously, as our chief production engineer, does a great job for us. But without our sponsors, we couldn't do this. So we want to say thank you. We appreciate all of the support. And if you ever want to get involved with the broadcast and being a sponsor, you can call the office at 737-4621 at the high school. Ask for Johnny Curtis, the athletic director. Or if you see him around, ask him maybe about the opportunity of sponsors. We're going to mention a lot more throughout this ball game. And the Patriots are on top 6-0.
Alfonso drills it deep. Fielded it at the 3-yard line. His knee almost hit the ground.
Almost.
Oh, hit!
Boy. Way to get in there.
That is Smith, I believe. No, 14 just hit him.
Yep.
Kaheem Smith just ran right down. Nobody blocked him, and he dropped him right there at the 16-yard line. Nice job there.
And that's a junior running back. It says he's listed as 5'10", 180 pounds. So I like a running back running down there with his hair on fire and making a dominant hit like that. Nice job. You got to get you fired up for the first game.
I'll give a shout-out to fellow Patriot David Gilmore watching the game back at home. Of course, he's on our first 2 championship teams, 75 and 77, and he played collegiately right down the bayou here in Nichols. There's a nice little pipeline from the Patriots to Thibodaux.
Yep, and Mr. Dave got a legacy at Curtis, got his little grandkids at school, and in class with some of my boys. So it's good to see that they're continuing to give back and be a part of it.
There's going to be a quarterback keeper out the middle for a gain of maybe 1. That's Slayton on a carry. Tell you what, it was a little humid when we first got here. We walked up this stairwell, had a little air conditioner, but we opened up the window. It's a nice little breeze for us. I'm sure the players, it's pretty humid on that turf, though.
Yeah. We got another shout-out from Wes Carr. Says glad to have us back in the booth, and he's watching in Metairie, and Joette and Aiden are here at the game.
Awesome.
With us, so I appreciate it. Yeah, and it's a little bit of a drive for us, so I wouldn't expect that our fans would all show up tonight, but anytime you get the opportunity to come to a Curtis game, please show up. We appreciate y'all listening to us live, but everybody, if you can get here to the games, we appreciate the support, and I know the players do.
Double twins. Raymond to the right of the quarterback. Slayton, incomplete pass. Look like there was an out route top of the field. Just a little too high. Second down. It's going to be 3rd down 9. 7:08 to go in the quarter.
And there's going to be a lot of pressure on our defensive backs here in the coming weeks, Kevin. We're playing Zachary, I believe, next week. And, their quarterback's already committed to Alabama, 5-star QB, ready to rock and roll. So hopefully if we could see a lot from them this week, they can carry that momentum into next week. And obviously, as a defense, that has a lot to do with your defensive front and getting after the QB, kind of shaking him a little bit, and our linebackers being able to drop back in their holes and playing coverage and blitzes and things like that. So we all have to work together as a unit. Let's see what they could do here in this passing game today.
Split, trip near side. Slayton, quarterback, roll out to the right. Fires an out route. It's going to be caught and
wrap him up.
Tackled immediately.
There
nice job there. Weibel, and then looks like number 10, Horn wrapped him up and just shy of the first time by 2 yards. A good job there by the defense. Weibel hitting him initially and stopping the forward momentum.
4th down, it looks like a long one, Kevin, so hopefully forcing another punt here. You never know, so you got to have your thinking cap on.
Ball key.
Defense. Yep, ball key for sure. And but a good job of defense trying to get 3 and out again. And, we always like to see that as, up here in the booth, getting our offense the ball back in a hurry here in the first quarter.
They made a punt it. Prout's going to stand around the central. Oh, ball hit the ground, bounced up. Prout is going to field it at the 47. Has a right return. Nice little wall. He's to the 40. 35-30. Cuts back towards the middle of the field. 25.
Go.
And he's going to be slung down at the 18-yard line. That's
Great
a nice
field
return.
position.
And I look over the field. There's no flag, so that's going to stand.
Yep. Great job.
So
I tell you.
Go ahead.
And he was looking down the barrel of the gun again, Kevin, kind of running right up in that gunner's face as he caught the ball. And honestly, not seeing him till the last second, I almost thought he must have had a fair catch, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Did a good job of catching it, surprising them as well, and taking it to the top of the field with some speed.
Great field position at the plus 18-yard line. Ball on the right hash mark. Smith is the quarterback. Split top end to the near side of the field. We'll come near side. Prout takes the handoff, and he's going to score easily.
Yes, sir.
Right off the left guard.
Marlon's 5'9", 160-pound junior. He could have walked in, Kev. Big hole, like you talked about that left side of the line earlier. Opened it up, and like we just mentioned, could have just walked in. Nice job of the Patriots opening it up 12-0 here with 6 minutes and 4 seconds left here in the first.
Tell you what, we ought to have the ball on the Trojan side of the field all the time. We had it at the 45, went one-play touchdown, had it at 18, one-play touchdown. I like it.
Yes, sir. Good to see the first game, the defense getting us the ball back like we mentioned, the offense punching it in, doing what they have to do. We knew coming in this year that probably the most improved group was going to be our offensive line.
Yeah.
We have a kid that was ineligible last year. I believe that was, let me remember, Orion Duplessis. He was ineligible last year. Big kid, 6'5", 310 pounds. He's eligible now. Bryce Godfrey is back healthy again after his knee last year. And then all of our guys that we had last year just got bigger, better, more improved, tougher. And we actually have some depth there, the offensive line. It's not just the starting 5. We have some depth in there as well from some younger guys. So anytime you have a good base up front, that's where you start, your foundation with your guys right there in the front. You could do that. You work with your quarterback, your receivers, your running backs, and obviously, historically, we've always had some good backfields.
Yep. Alfonso makes the PAT, and that puts the Patriots up 13-0 with 6:04 to go in the quarter. Then you have the one-play drive, 18 yards of distance, 5 seconds off the clock. Prout with an 18-yard touchdown run. And we have the official hydration break, official timeout on the field. So it's the Patriots 13, Trojans 0.
Kevin, because we have a little bit of time here with the hydration break, we read this in the paper the other day. I'm going to read it to all of our viewers, and you can kind of explain a little bit. It talks about select, non-select. The school's status is changing for many of the schools for this 22-23 school year based on a new definition of what a select school is. They revamped the definition, and it puts all charter schools, schools with any magnet programs or components, and schools located in open enrollment parishes into select schools category. Previously, private schools, full magnet schools, and laboratory schools were the only schools deemed select. You can remember the last few years, you open it up, and all of a sudden you're in the playoffs, and it's kind of like everybody can make it. There's only a few schools there left in the playoffs. Hopefully, that brings a few more teams to the party, and we're able to play a broader schedule than we have been. It's still not the way it used to be, the way that we like it, but hopefully now it'll open it up to some more competition later in the season in the playoffs.
And it's still not 100% because those select schools don't want to come now and play on us, and now they want to appeal, and it's supposed to be here in September, so who knows. Patriots kicking right to left. Alfonso hammers it. Not as deep this time. Going to be fielded at the 12, far side. That's going to be Raymond. Comes near side, 20, 25.
Oh, got a hold.
That's
return. Holding. There you go. They got it.
They got a flag, and he's going to get tackled near midfield. Yeah, Drake's helmet got ripped off.
Yeah, well, I could see where they took Austin Ackle, and they basically ripped him down by the shoulder pads. And you mentioned Drake's helmet got thrown off. But anytime you see a guy come down quick sideways, you know that they're basically just dragging him down. So good call by the officials, and they could bring it back. I was wondering why there was such a big hole. Maybe that's why.
Hey, Gordon, compared to last week's first half, what's the pulse of the sideline over there?
Still a little quiet.
Really?
Still
Yeah.
a little quiet. Okay.
They were quiet last
Yeah, last week it was like get a little communication issue here with basically what he was trying to say. It was kind of bland, dull. I figured with the little breeze blowing in the first game of the season, they might have a little pep in the step. But hey, as long as we have a little pep in the step on the field, I don't care what goes on the sideline, right?
That's exactly right. I mean, so, you know, and I'll say this too. A lot of the leaders that you find today, they might not be those crazy get-in-your-face guys, rip them, roar them. You know, they might be quiet leaders. They might lead by example on the field, and sometimes that's okay. But you still need to have a couple of those dogs in the huddle too.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Twins near side, split top of the field. Hands it off to Raymond, comes near side. Great job of the Patriots defense.
There you go.
Horn, looks like number 50, also on the tackle. It's Dang. And 95 for the Patriots. That's also Barnes. So good job by the front.
Well, we were talking about the defensive speed earlier, Kevin, and that's the thing. If you can't outrun, you can't, you know, break contain against the Patriots, you're constantly forcing it back into those big defenders coming inside out, then you're going to have a good game. So a good job of us, our defensive backs coming up, keep it contained, forcing that ball back inside and running them down. Good job.
That was a loss of 2, second and 12, 5-15 and counting. Ball not quite in the middle of the field. Trojans going left to right. Slayton rolls near side under pressure, fires it. It's going to be caught. That is Terrio on the reception.
A short gain there.
Yep. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Kyle Schexnayder. You know, unfortunately for us, he left the program, but good for him. He's now on staff at Mississippi State up in Starkville, so he just gave me a shout.
Very proud of him.
He says, hey, definitely different watching on TV than not being there. He said, but the dogs are ready
There you go.
for your Memphis Tigers tomorrow.
Uh-oh. Come on, baby.
So, yeah.
Tigers going to eat them up.
Kyle wanted to make sure I shared the news with you.
There you go. Love it, love it.
Of course, you guys know that Danny is a Hall of Fame quarterback for the Memphis Tigers, and he played against the Bulldogs quite a few times. So,
I want to give a shout-out to my guys back at the office, Mike and Bill, my buddy Bill Lafto. He just gave us a shout-out, so appreciate them listening.
Slayton
Deep pass.
swings it deep.
We got it. We got it.
Intercepted.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Caught it around the 49-yard line of Central Lafourche, so
Jamal
with 4:17 to go. Callio with the pick. Yeah, the quarterback, he just laid it up there across the field. And as you know, Dan, you can't really throw across your body that way. But we'll take the gift. 4:17 to go in the quarter. 1st and 10 Patriots again on the plus side of the field at the 49.
Well, not only that, Kevin, he overthrew his receiver by 5 yards, and we really had the safety and the corner back there deep. And, you know, really the only guy that had a chance to catch it was Callio, and they did a good job of just kind of weaving that way, opening it up, playing center field, getting back to it, and making the catch. So a good job by him. And, again, we get the ball on their side of the 50.
Bruno, the quarterback, ball on the top of the field. Prout, the near side halfback. Gabriel, the far side halfback, and our tight end moved. They didn't call it, and he moved again. Now they're going to call it. God bless America, man.
Yep.
How do you move when you're that close to the quarterback?
Well, you got to get set. And here's the biggest thing, too, Kevin. I'll tell you, the two-quarterback system does present some struggles when the guys are used to a different cadence, and then another guy steps into the game, and then the next series, the other guy steps in. I want to talk about that a little bit more
go ahead.
as we go throughout the game. But, you know, as a quarterback, when the band's playing, you have to project your voice. You know, as Miss Kathy would say, you got to speak from the diaphragm.
You're right, from the subcockles.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Back up to the Patriot 46. Bruno rolls near side, fires the out route in and out of the hands of Johnson. That play looked doomed. He bumped into the running back, bumped into him and threw his timing off.
Yep, and you know, you teach those quarterbacks, don't bring your eyes to the backfield, let him clear, and it looks like the running back just never kind of got out there quick enough, and it kind of disrupted it, because you want that quarterback, because as soon as he sees the guy open, abort your drop and get it to him, and he was actually a little late, had to dart it to him a little bit too much.
And as you always say, you can't go broke with profit in the flat. We had it, we just couldn't cash it in. 2nd down and 15 now for the Patriot 46.
I say we throw it again.
Come near side, hands off.
Good
That's going to be Prout, crosses the 50, gets it to the 47-yard line. So got the penalty yards plus a couple. We're going to hit the 4-minute mark in a second.
Good job. And that's kind of the methodical offense that we talk about, Kevin. You know, it might be 2 yards in a cloud of dust, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. All of a sudden we hit you for 10, and then we hit you for 60 on the next one. So you got to just keep the faith, trust in it, believe in your quarterback. He's going to make the proper reads, put you in the right checks and the right play calls, and here we go. Offense is moving.
3rd and 8. We've got twins formation, and to your point, the flanker is the quarterback, backup quarterback Smith, or starting quarterback, I should say, Bruno. Back to pass, fires it to the running back in the flats. Got the first down and more. Down the sideline.
Yes, sir.
Gabriel is going to be dragged down near the 10.
There you go. I like it. Like the play call, Kevin. Got your quarterback out there, and then you're throwing passes. Nice.
First and goal from the 10-yard line.
Quarterback as a receiver, I mean, and you're out there still throwing passes. Good job of mixing it up.
Gain of 37.
And here we're back at it again. Looks like we're in a no-huddle offense, back to the line of scrimmage.
Prout and Johnson are the halfbacks. Option near side of the field. Pitches it to, excuse me, that's not Johnson. That's going to be the new freshman running back.
Ooh, nice
gets
block.
a touchdown.
Nice
Yes.
block by the lead back.
Excuse me, that's number 8. That's Liam Cohen on the pitch. And he takes around the left corner, 10 yards for the score. So with 3:08 to go in the quarter, the Patriots increase their lead 19-0 to PAT Pendon.
Kevin, got to give a shout-out to number 34, Aaron Johnson. He's a senior running back, 6'1", 200 pounds. Looks every bit of 200 pounds for sure. Big back, and he went and laid that cornerback out and paved the way for that running back on that lead option. So good job by him. Nice job by the quarterback. I don't know what it was, but initially when I saw Dagan step back, it almost looked like he faked inside. Nobody was there, and then he continued on with his option. I'm not sure if we had a little miscommunication there, but a good job of using his speed. The good thing about our quarterbacks is, Kevin, they are very athletic. So
Yes.
they can get to the edge. Both of them can run pretty well, and they can get out there and make something happen, pressing that point.
Alfonso drills the PAT, makes it Patriots 20, Trojans 0. Danny capped off a 4-play, 49-yard drive. Actually was longer than that because of the penalty, but officially 49 yards, 1:09 coming off the clock. Cohen with a 10-yard touchdown run, and Alfonso's PAT makes it Patriots 20, Trojans 0.
And I think some of our little boys, I think Baylor's back there in the end zone trying to catch the extra point. That's pretty funny. Earlier before the game, the guy up here at Central Lafourche said, if all those kids in the back of the end zone will go sit in the stands, I don't think he knows how we used to do it at Must Berlina with 40 kids on the sidelines. And that's part of the fun of it, of seeing some of those little guys enjoy the games as young pups and get out here and enjoying the festivities on a Friday night. And to mention that, Kevin, we'd like to say thank you to all of the band members, all of the cheerleaders, the dance team, the Peppers, all of the parents that take the time to bring your kids out here for them to have some enjoyment on a Friday night and add to the atmosphere of a football game is tremendous. So we want to say thanks again to them.
I'll add that in a second after this kickoff here. Alfonso kicking it right to left, drills it. Raymond's going to field it at the 3-yard line, far side, 10, 15, and he's going to be dropped at the 20-yard line. That's where the Trojans ball came loose, but they're going to mark him down to 20.
And the flag team, too. Can't forget them.
That's right.
And anybody else, I forgot, I apologize, but
the band parents, let me give them an extra shout out. They found out last night that unfortunately there wasn't an extra bus to bring the band down here. Spur of the moment, Miss Peggy Abney got together all the band parents on their app, and they're like, all right, who can take 2 or 3 kids? And the parents got together, carpooled, and the parents got the band down here tonight.
Got them down here anyway.
So that's how they got them here.
To them. That's fantastic.
On short notice. So, yeah, kudos to the Colonial Regiment parents for doing that.
Opening game of the season, you don't want to be missing your band.
Nope.
Congratulations. Good job by them.
Hey, Joe Gustin watching in Southern Oregon. Go Patriots, it says. We appreciate you. Been a loyal listener for a few years.
Yeah, man. World Wide Web all over the place.
Yep. Slayton on the center, hands it off to Raymond, the I-back.
Come get him.
And he's going to breaks a couple tackles, gets to the 25-yard line. We finally drop him down.
There you go, Horn. Was that who is that?
Let's see.
That's Justin Brooks.
Brooks got him. We finished him off. A few Patriots hit him.
Now, if you remember Brooks from last year, Kevin, he was our starting tight end.
Yes.
And I often said, man, his body, and he surprisingly he hasn't gained that much weight. He looks really good. Looks like he kind of leaned out, thinned out a little bit. I really thought he was going to be a dominant left tackle for us. He probably could in college as well. But he's playing on the defensive side of the ball. He's kind of got that, mentality of trying to get after the QB. And I like seeing him down there.
He's going to make his money in college on the defensive side, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Under 2:20 to go in the quarter. Ball near hash mark. Twins top of the field, split near side. Down to the shotgun. They hand it off to the Zerang. He's trying to go left side, and Patriots just bottle him up for a loss.
Justin Brooks on him again.
Also, Ackle.
Yep.
Senior defensive end.
And big 99, that's John Mortar.
Moves it back to the 21-yard line, 22-yard line. So it needs to be third down and about a long 8. 149 and counting.
And we'll see a number of guys rotating in and out of the game, trying to keep fresh legs, the defensive front, the defensive backs, trying to find the identity too. I mean, these guys are going to learn a lot in the film room tomorrow after just the first game of the season and get coached up. more and more and more and really understand who wants to be hungry and get out here.
Slayton takes the pass from center. Going to be quarterback keeper all the way. We
Atta
got
boy.
him. Good job.
Way to squeeze it. I think that was Drake right there.
It was.
Doing a good job of being outside, but seeing him step up, falling back in and making the tackle. Good job right there by Drake, the outside linebacker. He's a junior, 6'1", 175 pounds. He's got a frame he can put some more pounds on for next year. And very good wrestler as well.
Yes.
Son of
Norman
Drake and his brother
Mark.
From last year.
Oh, John
from 2 years ago.
I'm thinking
right?
of Norman's brother, Mark.
Was it last year or 2 years ago?
2 years
John?
ago.
Yeah,
20.
yeah. John was a hell of a center for us. Just very, very smart, intelligent, big body, and did a great job.
High punt. Fair catch by Proud at the Patriots 45-yard line. That's what we'll take it over with 43 seconds to go in the first quarter. The Patriots lead at 20-0. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Randy Mathern watching us from Orange Beach. So thanks for reaching out to us. Of course, if you guys listen to us on the live broadcast, you want to interact with Danny and I, ask a question, make a comment, send a text to 504-259-7690. Again, 504-259-7690. Give us your name and location. We'll give you a shout out.
You know, the good news is we're here. You know, the bad news is everybody's in Orange Beach, and my boy's going to Perdido. He just gave me a shout. We don't ever get the invite. What's up with that, man? We had Central Lafourche. It's all good. No place we'd rather be, right?
Twins top of the field. Smith, the quarterback, fires a pass out in the flats. Be caught by Mitchell. Tell you what, Mitchell and Turner are going to be a nice receiving combination for us. Very capable, good size and good hands.
And I'll also say this: I got a little special opportunity in a couple weeks. I think we're going to get another young man eligible, and I'm not going to mention it yet, but I'm very, very, very excited about him getting out here onto the football field. Dominant basketball player.
Good.
But big body kid that I'm really going to enjoy watching and talking about as the season progresses. But just will add to the depth of our offensive weapons, I believe.
Ball's in the 48-yard line of the Trojans on the far hash mark. Smith will stay at quarterback. Twins near side. Second down 3. Smith drops back to pass, looks near side, and a fire down the middle of the field. Oh, my goodness, has a guy wide open. Turner, incomplete. And Danny, the cornerback, raised his hands at the left minute and may have distracted
He did.
Turner.
I actually think he touched it.
Oh.
I think he touched it. You know, and
We had him open.
One of the coaching points there, Kevin. You see him wide open, you got to abort your drop, step up, and let the ball rip. It doesn't need to be a 50-yard bomb. Hit him 40 yards down the field wide open. You know, you don't always have to hang it out there and show everybody how far, you know, how deep you could throw it. And I don't know if that's the case, but the coaching point is hit your back foot and let that ball rip. Get it out your hands. Don't have to hang it up there. He obviously had him beat by a good 3 or 4 yards. Got to have those points.
Third down 3. Hands off near side of the halfback. Going to have the first down and more. And it is Prout on the carry.
Good news is it was third and manageable. We pick up another nice first down, continue the clock running. 20 seconds and counting here in the first quarter, and we are up 20-0. You're listening to us live on JohnCurtisPatriots.com.
Got it to the 42-yard line, and that might be the last play, Danny. We're at 8 seconds. Hey, we'll give a shout out to Scott Stevens, class of 87. Also, another shout out to Ryan Rogers in Roswell, Georgia. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter play. So after one period, it's the John Curtis Christian Patriots 20, the Central Lafourche Trojans 0.
Kevin, we got our boy David Higgins watching the Patriots with my parents, Betty and Vernon Walker, the Phoenix fan club.
Yeah, you're right.
we count on them every year to be checking in. What's up, Big D? I tell you what, David was a heck of a player my senior year, man. I believe, number 48. Defensive end, outside linebacker, the dude was big and he could run. Yep. I wish he was as big as he is now, and I don't mean in a bad way. These boys bowed up now.
Yeah.
And but yeah, good to have them with us here on the broadcast each and every year. Appreciate them and all of the support out there. You know, that's the funny thing. When we first started this broadcast 12 years ago, we didn't realize how many people we would touch.
I know.
And talk about some of the places that people have given us shout-outs from.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we talk about the Gulf of Mexico at Oil Rigs, down in Chile, Central America, Israel, Afghanistan, Martha's Vineyard on the East Coast, Napa Valley on the West Coast. We've had people all around America, and of course, then the Caribbean.
Yep.
You know, on cruises, and then at the little what do you call it, little all-inclusive resorts. You know, and they got the picture of the phone with the eye high and the sunset and the lagoon behind them with a little fruity drink. Like, wow, check this out. You know, so
again, where's our invite?
Yeah, but as you're saying, Miss Betty and Mr. Vernon Walker, appreciate your loyal listening, and then of course Caleb Hyman, home back in River Ridge, not feeling well tonight, but hey, buddy.
Oh, what's up, Caleb?
Get better soon, man.
Yeah, Caleb's a good little dude. I see him at Little Farms all the time. Coached him a couple years ago, and hopefully he gets well soon and back out there.
So we're going to flip the field now. Patriots going left to right. We'll go with Twins top of the field. Ball not quite in the middle of the field, but close enough. Bruno, the quarterback, checking off at the line of scrimmage. Gabriel, the left side halfback. Johnson, the near side. We'll go to the left. Gabriel takes the handoff off the left guard, fighting hard, dragging a few Trojans past the 30, and they're going to mark him down near the 28-yard line. So that's a nice run by Gabriel. And Danny, we said this in recent years. We probably have to go back to the 2012 team that was a studs at running back, right? We had like 6 deep, big old boys. And a couple other guys carried over into the 13 to 14 season. But since 15, our backs haven't been big in stature.
Right.
But though they're small, man, they run bigger than
they run hard.
Their stature.
They sure do.
First and 10, Johnson takes a handoff, little power play to the left. He's going to get it near the 20-yard line. And that give me second and short now.
Hey, you talk about the running backs as well, Kevin, but I see right there, offensive lineman pulling, getting out in front of one of those backs. So you have to be athletic as the offensive lineman as well. Be able to move laterally. They did a good job on that one. Got a shout out here from Bobby Brim. He's in Destin, Florida. Man, it's Labor Day. People all over the place. Huh? My old agent, Brian Parker, he's out there in Nashville, Tennessee. So in country, he's with married to country music star Jillian Caradelli, and he said she's way out of my league. There you go. Yeah, you're right.
Hand off to the running back. Oh, my goodness. Wide open up the middle of the field. Holy mackerel. Smith with a 21-yard touchdown run right up the middle. It fooled everybody. Had Twins receivers near side. And Smith was the near side halfback, just took it, went over to center, and just nobody was in the middle of the field.
Yeah, untouched again, Kevin. And that's an amazing job again by our offensive lineman, just opening up a huge hole and basically could have walked through again all the way to the end zone. So a nice job by them. We talked about the the experience level there. Brad Guthrie, give me a shout out from Plano, Texas. Appreciate him. Played with him back in the day.
Here's the PAT attempt. Snap, place, kick is up, and Alfonso drills it. So with 10:52 to go in the half, it's now the Patriots 27, Trojans 0.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
I hate to say this, but they got some lightning south of us they're looking at.
Danny, I noticed on that drive, actually the whole first half, we've been alternating the quarterbacks, Bruno and Smith actually was the holder this time, got it down. But what are your thoughts so far, us utilizing the two quarterbacks?
Well, the thing about it for me is, Kevin, I've always been in favor of it if the second guy gives you a different look than the first guy. If you have a drop back passer, a guy 6'4", prototypical, drives the ball down the field, can pick people apart, and all of a sudden you bring in a guy that can move around, just function as a runner and running the offense in a good way, run the option to a T. I really like that from a standpoint. If the guys are similar in stature and in what they do, running the ball, throwing the ball, I've never really been a fan of it. I always like for it to be a single guy in the huddle calling the plays, a person to look to in leadership. But fortunately for us, we have two good guys. I believe that we have guys that could do anything at any particular time and can make some plays. I think Jordan Smith, the senior, has gotten so much better over the last couple of years, and I think Dagan Bruno is a great athlete. He's a junior, got a lot of potential back there. So we'll see as the year progresses. But I've never really been that big of a fan of it. But obviously that's coming from a QB that always liked to play all by himself, So that's one of the things as well. But I think it's more of we'll see as the season progresses and goes on. And, let's also say this. The interview's not over. You know what I mean?
No.
These guys are going to show up on tape. You're going to see who's missing the reads, who's making the calls. And the second thing that I like to bring up in a two-quarterback system, I think when you're in a two-quarterback system, a lot of times you press too much. you want to be the guy that makes that big throw. You want to be the guy that pulls the ball to make the big run. It might not be a pull read. So I think you press a little bit because you want to be the standout that says, you know what, I'm the guy that's going to lead this team to victory. So, like I said, we'll see how it goes throughout the season. But I'll definitely say this. It's better having 2 quarterbacks than none, that's for sure.
That was a short kickoff to the 20. They returned it to the 36-yard line. One of the light standards here went out. So
a little dark down here.
3 lights going, and I can see in the south of us there is some lightning going down, so I hope it's not too far.
Yep.
I mean, too close where we can, not have to play, but let's keep playing now. They dropped the ball behind the line of scrimmage.
Go get it.
Trouble.
Yes,
We're going to
sir.
tackle for a loss back to the 30, so it should be a loss of 4. Want to give a shout out to Ryan Estes, tumbling in the house. Appreciate you for listening to us.
Attaboy.
And if you guys remember, go back 2 years ago. Buddy hurt himself in the last regular season game, and we had the forfeit from Shaw because of COVID. And we go to Scotlandville and Baton Rouge, and Buddy did the best he could, but that ankle was just not high ankle sprain. You know how it is. And we played both Smith and Bruno in that game, and they did phenomenal and led us to victory.
That's right. That's right. It was good to see him out there. And I love getting the young guys reps like that. We used to do it a long time ago because we used to just beat the pants off of people, and we could bring in the young kids in the 3rd and 4th quarter. Not so much as of late being in a better district, but I love the opportunity to get some of those younger kids on the field and some crucial playing experience for their future.
And delay a game, and the Trojans going to back them under 5 yards.
That'll drive you nuts.
Gilmore wanted me to remind you another place where we get text from. Kennebra,
there you go. Yes, sir. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, well, might as well mention the Weeby, the West Bank, Chalmette, the Parish, North Shore, you name it, Lake Charles, we get it. Down distance is long. They give it to Zerang, comes near side. The Patriots defense wraps him up and drops him down around the 26-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and maybe about 19-ish, 9:40 to go in the half. Yeah, what happens is kind of like SEC rules, I don't know what the mark is, if it's 10 miles or just under 10 miles. If you get lightning, then you got to take a 30-minute break.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this on the way down here. 6 years ago, season opener, Mus Bernalino, the Patriots versus Landy Walker, we had the longest pregame in the history of our broadcast, 2 hours and 45 minutes because of the lightning. And every time there's lightning, you got to reset the clock 30 minutes. So we got on at 6:45 for 7 o'clock kickoff. We didn't kick the ball off to 9 o'clock.
It was unreal.
It was a 5 hour and 8 minute broadcast. That's the longest.
5 hours, yeah, it's unreal. Oh, gosh.
But the pregame was 2:15.
Yep.
Complete the receiver near side. That's going to be number 1. Let's give him a little credit. That's going to be Westerman. Short game, but Patriots will force the punt with 8:50 to go in the half.
A good job by the defense once again, Kevin. Forcing them to punt, giving our offense the ball back. We got big Michael Turner back there as the returner. Hopefully we can get the ball in his hands in some space and be able to see them out in the open. He also did a great job this year in track. I think he competed very well in the 100-meter dash.
Yep.
And so it's good to see them out there.
Sidney Mandela watching the game from River Ridge. Of course, Cody
Sidney?
Dufresne. Nice punt. This can go out of bounds. The Patriot, what are they going to mark it? Near 20? Let's see. They're going to put it at the Patriot 22-yard line. So with 8:16 to go in the half, 1st and 10 Patriots from their own 22.
And great game for us thus far, Kevin. And, also you want to get out of these games healthy, Kevin. Obviously, this is a one-sided game so far. We're up 27-0. These are the type of games that after halftime, obviously we want to put some more points on the board, but you start to rotate in some of your guys, start to get them some game reps. But also, one of the things is you don't want to take them out too much because as the season progresses, you want them to be in game shape.
Yep.
So you want them to get out there and get knocked around a little bit and get in good shape for this game.
New quarterback in. That's going to be number 16, Johnson. He hands it off to the halfback. Left side of the field, that's going to be Cohen. And he pushes up to the 27-yard line, gain of 5.
Yeah, Robert Johnson is 5'9", 155-pound sophomore. He's going to rotate some younger guys in here.
And when at halftime, we'll talk about the schedule. It's a healthy schedule for the first time since Moby Dick was a minnow. We're playing a full schedule against some big dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Twins top of the field, ball in the middle of the field, and Johnson will stay at quarterback. He'll come near side. Hands it off. It'll be a short game, maybe one. That was Smith on the carry.
Smith on the carry. Chopine on the stop for the Trojans.
Ball at the 28-yard line. Third and 5. Have to get it to the 32 for a first down. Too tight split, top of the field. Johnson hands it off to Cohen, and he breaks a few tackles. It's a foot race. He's to the 50, 40, 35, 30, and they're going to run him down at the 18-yard line. Cohen's a big old back. He just took the handoff and just kept running.
Yeah, it's Liam Cohen. He's a senior, 6 foot, 190 pounds. And they did a good job of chasing him down at the end, but he showed some speed there and broke a tackle and did a great job right there. So good job by the senior getting in the mix and making something happen here for some of these second unit guys.
That's a big run from the Patriot 28 to the Trojan 18-yard line. Make it the 17-yard line.
Well, it's dark down there, huh?
Yeah, that's where the light went out.
Yeah, can't see anything.
Johnson will stay at quarterback. He's on fire pass far side. Going to be too high, incomplete.
And that's a tougher throw, Kevin, from almost the far hash to the way out there by the numbers for a young QB on a hitch route. So, the receivers got to kind of understand where he is and where his alignment needs to be, but overthrew him nonetheless.
6:32 to go in the half. Patriots lead at 27-0. Have a 2nd and 10 at the Trojan 17. We'll go with the Twins receivers to the top of the field. Ball in the near hash mark. Johnson hands it off to the halfback, off the left guard. And like I said, it's a little dark, kind of hard to identify the numbers, but I think that is. That was Corcoran on the carry. Little Jack Corcoran.
Yeah, he fights hard.
Lawson on the stop.
I played with his dad. His dad was 2 years behind me, and we broadcast during the broadcast here. We had both his brothers.
Yep, sure
Mikey
did.
and Ben. It means we're getting old, Danny.
I'm telling you, man, the last of the 3 right there, and
And
yeah, you're right.
That's going to be the official hydration break with 6 minutes to go in the half. So official timeout on the field. It's the Patriots 27, the Trojans 0.
Mike was in between us, right? And then Brad was with me.
Yeah,
when
Mike.
I was a younger cat.
I graduated in '89. Mike graduated in '90. So
Okay.
fall of '88 when I was a senior. Michael senior was a sophomore.
Yeah, Brad was a senior when I was a freshman.
Yep.
And
Most of them were 20.
no, actually, he was a senior when I was a 8th grader, I believe, actually. And but yeah, they were very, very good backs. Just ran very, very hard. Really good speed as well. But yeah, that's another one of the family legacies that we talk about, like Gilmore's and the Cochrans over here, and
Strapolos.
Yep.
Dubrock.
Saw them a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Bordelons. Cody and Dawn Woodruff watching us in Metairie. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening. Again, if you want to interact with Danny and I, ask a question, just make a general comment, 504-259-7690. 504-259-7690. If you don't mind, give us your name and, of course, your location. We don't have caller ID, but love to give you a shout-out and find out where you're listening. 3rd and 6. Ball in the middle of the field, splits top and the bottom of the field. Johnson looks near side, throws it in and out of the hands of the receivers. A little stop route. Had him open. Let's see if we bring the field goal unit in. Looks like we might. So this is an opportunity for us to work on the field goal because we do have a kicker finally.
Yep. Yeah, he's been, and very proud of him as well. I believe he was ineligible year before last.
Yep.
Worked really hard. Was, kind of a smaller guy. Grew up a little bit. Obviously got a lot stronger. His leg got a lot stronger, but he's been constantly working for the last 2 years to be in this position. So hopefully he has a very successful junior season.
Be a 31-yard field goal attempt. Bruno, the holder, snap, place, kick is up, and it is good. So at 5:36 to go in the half, it's now the Patriots 30, the Trojans 0. Hey, we'll give a shout out to Paul Fromeyer watching us. Appreciate you. You know who he is.
What you doing, boy? That's my godchild. What you doing? All right, big boy. Appreciate you listening. And he's over at my house tonight. That means everybody's listening. I appreciate that, Paul. Love you. And Michael Curtis and Mama watching from Northeastern in Boston.
There you go.
Man, again, where's our invite? But Michael was a
Talk about a world traveler. Michael went to Europe this year, man.
I'm telling you, man. Michael.
Living the life.
Yeah, he really is. I'm watching him on Instagram, and Boston's just such a beautiful city, and he's doing very, very well up there. I'm very proud of him. And
Yep. Gonna do some good things.
Yeah, 100% smart kid, and he was a heck of a baseball player too. Good pitcher, and it's nice to watch. You know, we talk about the broadcasting era. Now we had Jay, then him. Now we have their little brother out here who's actually, is he out again this week? He's out again this week, right?
Yeah.
But being able to have those three as well. So.
And Alfonso drills it to the 5-yard line. Raymond takes it, comes near side, 15, 20, 25, and he's be tackled at the 28-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Trojans there. 5:30 to go in the half. Yeah, Michael just finished his first year at college, and he's going to Paris and Athens, you know.
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
Been to Paris, Texas, and Athens, Georgia.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I need to get going, man. Shoot.
I drank my way around Europe and Cooter Browns once or twice. Lagers.
Attaboy.
Good for him, man. That's awesome. Hey, we got Georgiana, Miss Peggy Abdi, listening from the stands.
There you go.
Hope you've been listening the whole time, Miss Georgiana. I gave your mom some props getting the band members down here, so kudos to Miss Peggy leading that charge. Quarterback keeper.
Ooh, way to step up in the hole.
Sticks him, maybe a yard gain at that. Let's see where they mark it. 5:18 and counting in the half. What I like about this first half compared to last week, Danny, we were just flat last week.
Yeah.
And just not good. Played with better enthusiasm in the second half, but tonight I want to say better. But as we'll talk about at halftime, we're going to have to amp up our intensity because Zachary next week on the road, then Oak Grove and Hattiesburg. And, of course, then we get into Catholic play, and then during the off week in Catholic play, we go to Acadiana. So, Matt Monahan, hope I pronounced that correctly. He's out in
Monahan, Matthew Monahan.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Monahan.
He broke his arm.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
So, what grade you in again, Matthew? I think he's around seventh grade, I believe, maybe 8th grade. But yeah, get well soon, buddy. I know that's tough when you first start the season and broke your arm. So get well soon.
Brent Rister out in the field house. Thank you for listening. We got an injured Trojan on the field, so the clock keeps running. They got to stop it at some point, right?
Yeah.
4:10 official injury timeout on the field. So with 4:10 to go in the half, Patriots 30, Trojans 0.
I wish they'd have kept it because it's starting to rain.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And of course, Kevin, I gave a shout out to my boy Paul Fromeyer. I got to give a shout out to my daughter Finley, your goddaughter.
Oh yeah.
And of course Dempsey and Nanny over at the house, and my lovely wife Ashley. So appreciate them all listening to us. And yeah, man, it's a family affair.
You know, it's a good thing all you kids take the looks from their mother.
Yeah, you're right. Thank goodness, huh?
You have some beautiful kids.
As a homecoming queen, man. Don't forget that.
I love it, but man, you definitely married up.
Yeah, you're right. I'll kick my coverage.
I think we all did.
Yep.
Hey, Mark Tover, class of 77. Appreciate you listening, Mark. You know, we talk about the Patriots legacy and the ghost of Patriots past. Mark was on that 75 team. And in 86, which is the year after 85, when we moved up to AAA, we were loaded with talent. Guys like Kirk Russell, Michael Stonebreaker, Steve Clark, Jimmy Black and Jeff Arsmont, Steve Reading. I mean, I can go on and on. Kenny Powers, Troy Field. I mean, a ton of seniors. Troy Blackburn, Todd Hughley, David Cruz. Senior heavy. We win the championship a year. And in my sophomore year, Tommy Fallbacker and Norman Drake's senior year, we were young. But we willed ourselves to the state championship. I mean, young. I mean, I go from 15th on the depth chart as a receiver to starting. Though I earned it, but, you had lack of playing time as a freshman, and now you're playing. And it was a good mix of senior leadership and young guys. And Coach had some guys come back to talk to us. And it was guys like Mark Tober. I remember, that's how I remember everything. Mark and Gary Greaves told his story about being the shortest and smallest guy on the field on the 75 team at 126 pounds, making all district. Glenn Tapman, Gilmore, and all those guys, the pipeline for the ghost of Patriots past. And what a legacy those guys have set. Because all the traditions that we enjoy, they started.
100%.
Going back to play here, double twins. Slayton out of the shotgun, in trouble, steps out of the pocket, and he's going to go down. Nice job there. Let's get a credit. Is that Brooks?
I believe.
No, 95.
Oh, that's 95. That's Logan Barnes.
Yeah, Logan Barnes with a sack. That forces the 4th down and a punt. Go ahead, Danny.
I see Doug Hoffman all the time. He was on that 75 team, and he works for Cintas, so he comes over to River Parish all the time. But he got a new Hall of Fame jacket. I guess there's a red jacket that you can get, and all of the 75 players kind of grandfathered in, allowed to be able to get their own ring and Hall of Fame jacket if they wanted to. So it's pretty neat to see, how excited he was getting to be able to get the jacket. And
we're starting at a little Red Jacket Club.
You talked about, the legacy and where it all started, and that's part of it.
Shanking the ball out of bounds. The Patriots have good field position here. Yeah, it's something that Vic Mathern, give us a shout out. We appreciate you. We've only had 7 classes. This year's class will be the 7th Hall of Fame class. We started in 15. Of course, we started with the 75 team because everything starts with them. And so we had rings made for the guys started last year. And then this year we got coats, red jackets with a nice little pat. So hopefully for the ceremony we'll have the past inductees wear it and get to wear it to the game and stuff. Start a new tradition. So those who are going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame,
that'd be cool.
Will have an opportunity to buy a ring or a pendant and get a red jacket. And it's looking really nice. Robinson, quarterback, hands it off left side. Looks like no gain there.
It was Liam Cohen again, I believe.
Patriots got the ball again at the plus 47-yard line. Yeah, and that was the reason why we did it was, of course, get the big group that inducted in the Hall of Fame was a 75 team. So why not start with those guys, get those involved, bring them back, and they're going to start coming to more of the games and interact with the young guys and wearing their sport coats. It's going to look nice.
And they get some good stories, right?
Oh, yeah. 2nd down 10, ball in the middle of the field. We'll come to your side. Hand off to the running back. Short gain to the 45, gain of 2, and that is
quarterback.
Robinson kept it.
Well, I don't know what happened right there, guys, but we weren't there on time. The running back took way too long to get in the hole. He's got to meet there quicker. The quarterback was kind of just hanging and sitting there waiting for him, and the defensive linemen were almost there before. So got to do a better job of getting on time and shooting through there. Ooh, look at that jacket. It's good looking. Hall of Fame patch. Nice. I like that.
3rd down and 8. About the 45-yard line of the Trojans. Robinson, power play far side. Smith trying to turn the corner. He's going to have a 1st down and more.
Good
and he's going to get massaged out of bounds inside the 30. Let's call it the 28-yard line. So that's a nice job there by Smith.
Yeah, Kaheem Smith, he's a junior running back, 180 pounds, 5'10". Good job of using some of his speed, getting to the corner right there.
1:34 to go and counting. They said he did not go out of bounds.
Okay.
Or if he did, they said, you know what, with the rain coming, let's go.
Keep it going. We don't mind that up 30-0.
He went out of bounds.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought he did, but I'm cool with running it. Ball on that far hash mark. They handed power play near side to, I believe that's Cohen, and he got wrapped up for a loss. But good job by him by securing the ball.
Give a shout out to Vic Mathern at the grill.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means at the grill, but that's okay. Hey, save us one. Right?
What do you think he's making?
We got to be some burgers maybe. I don't know, maybe a little ribeye.
Maybe like a paunce or a showdown, a little cow tongue.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
That's some good stuff, man.
You got to boil that first.
Nah. First, got to make a roux.
That's right.
Robinson back to pass. Throws the far side, in and out of the hands of the receivers. 2nd down. Yeah, I tell you what, if it's cooked good, real good, nice and tender, the juiciest meat. I mean, that tongue's got full of iron.
I'm telling you,
it tastes like roast beef. Seriously, I make a good cow tongue.
When I go to
make a gravy on it.
The place by the house next to Coretta's, the Takira.
Yeah, they got a ton of tacos.
Oh yeah, boy, talk about good,
Well,
nice
see?
and tender meat. Oh, it's really good. Yeah, lengua tacos.
Mm-hmm.
People, you've been grossing people out over here, man.
That's all right. We're down to Bayou, man. I eat that kind of stuff.
Oh, for sure. Make a
3rd down and long. Draw play up the middle.
There you go. Way to run hard.
Let's see. Is that Corcoran?
Could be.
It is.
Ran like him. Yep.
running like his dad and his older brother and uncle.
Put his shoulder down, go get it.
Got it to the 23-yard line, so I think we might run the field goal team in with 20 seconds to go. Let's see, can we get it off in time, or we try to kick a time out? But no, clock's running, so this is going to be a 41-yarder. 10 seconds, got time. 6 seconds. Snap, place, kick is up, and just a little short. And that's it. Time runs out. So after one half of play, it's the John Curtis Christian Patriots 30, the Central Lafourche Trojans 0.
Kevin, for that first half of action, I want to say thank you to Bobby Seafood. Of course, our good buddy Ryan Esteves, man, always hooking us up. And and quickly, want to say congratulations to him for finally being back up in the shop.
Yes.
You know, he had surgery a couple months ago, or more than a month ago, and was out for a while, and you know, something to do with his neck and his top vertebrae, and so good job by him doing his rehab, feeling better, and glad to have him back. So you know, Captain Ryan, got to give him a shout out. Bobby Seafood, family-owned business, located at 9013 Jefferson Highway in River Ridge. They were established in September 1978 and are celebrating 44 years of business. Bobby Seafood, they offer daily lunch specials, fresh prepared food, hot delicious po' boys, and of course hot boiled seafood. During crawfish season, Bobby Seafood provides on-site catering for commercial and personal boils. Captain Ryan Esteves and staff, you can give him a call at 504-738-2104 to place your lunch orders and book your crawfish boils. Bobby Seafood, 738-2104, proud sponsor of Fighting Patriots football. And good for me is they're right across the highway from the house, 2 blocks away.
So, yeah, 2 blocks away
bing,
from me,
bada
too.
boom.
Yeah, absolutely
That's
right.
true.
Well, it's been all Patriots here in the first half. They got on the board first. Well, they're the only team to get on the board, right? They shut them out in the first half. In the first quarter with 8:02 to go, Bruno hit Mitchell on a 45-yard pitch and catch. Alfonso missed the PET. That put the Patriots up 6-0. That was a one-play 45-yard drive, taking 9 seconds off the clock. And then the Patriots got right back on the board with 8:02. That was the first drive. I didn't write down the time. It doesn't matter. Proud had an 18-yard touchdown run. Alfonso made the PET, putting the Patriots up 13-0. That capped off a one-play 18-yard drive. 5 seconds off the clock on that one. Then again, to wrap up the first quarter, Cohen had a 10-yard run with 3:08 to go in the quarter. That capped off a 4-play, 49-yard drive, 1:09 off the clock. Alfonso added a PAT, and the first quarter ended with the Patriots with the score 20-0. And then with 10:52 to go in the half, Smith had a 21-yard touchdown run. Alfonso added a PAT, put us up 27-0. That capped off a 6-play, 55-yard drive, 1:25 off the clock. And then with 5:36 to go in the half, Alfonso hit a 31-yard field goal, putting the Patriots up 30-0, and that's where we are at halftime. Your thoughts on the Patriots play?
Well, I think it was a great job of just taking the bull by the horns early. I mean, you know, first game of the season, and we're up 30-0. You know, obviously Central Lafourche isn't the type of competition that we're going to play later on in the season, but I think it's a great game to start off with, build some confidence, learn off of the film tomorrow when we're in the film room. But great momentum for us, like I mentioned, to be able to come out and be up 30-0 at halftime. And we're looking very capable on offense, defense, special teams. I like to see our, you know, return game and our kickoff team get out there a little bit more and show what they have. You know, obviously, you know, if they don't score any points, we're not going to get the returns that we want. But I'd like to see them more in the second half. You know, but yeah, it's feeling good so far, up 30-0 here at halftime, and you know, I'd like to see maybe even in the second half we get the ball to start. The starters go back into the game, maybe throw the ball a little more. You know, see the quarterbacks maybe run the ball a little bit more. But you know, I'm honestly surprised by some of the depth that we have at running back. You know, some of these younger guys going in the game, doing a great job. The offensive line opening up some big holes. Defense going out there with some big 3-and-outs early in the ball game, getting us the ball back in their territory. So really just a complete half by the Patriots thus far, and you know, exciting to be back up here calling it.
Well, we talked about in the pregame, the Patriots have a full schedule for the first time in a long time, and it's a meat grinder. We obviously had the East Jefferson Jamboree last week, Tonight we're down in Matthews, obviously playing Central Lafourche, but we go on the road next Friday night to Zachary, Louisiana. Zachary won the 5A championship, and they're predicted to win the 5A championship again this year. Their quarterback, Eli Holstein's a 5-star quarterback, committed to Alabama. They're, like I said, they're penciled in to pretty much be the champion again, and then he's going to graduate in December and head to Tuscaloosa in January to show what kind of quarterback he is. He throws, Danny, on average. I got quite a few boys in the Baton Rouge area, some officials and some other prep guys that they keep in the loop. Even against the very good teams last year, 350 to 400 yards a game. Doesn't matter who he's playing, he's chunking it. Right. So our defensive backs, they need to be hydrated, start hydrating tomorrow because guess what? They got 2 receivers. One's a senior committed to LSU, one's a junior who's highly recruited, and, of course, a free safety. I forgot the gentleman's name, but he's a LSU commit as well. So, wow. Yeah, next week we got to bring our lunch pail and go play the Zachary Broncos. And then the following Thursday on the 15th, we're going to head up to Hattiesburg, Mississippi to play Oak Grove. And if you guys follow a little prep football, or I'm going to say Brett Favre, that's how you say it in Louisiana, but most people say Favre, but it's just not right. But anyway, he does a little work with the local high school team, and that's the school he does work with. We're going to play them. They got to be pretty good. They're the one that called us, so they wouldn't call us if they didn't think they had a good team.
Right, exactly.
And then we come back and play on the 23rd against Jesuit. That's going to be at Tag Gormley. Followed up with Holy Cross, which I believe is homecoming. That's going to be on the 30th of September at Tulane. So we're going to go back to Ullman Stadium for that. And then the only time we go to Yenny is going to be on Friday, October 1st. We're going to go to Yenny to play, not October 1st, October 8th, I'm sorry, play Rummel. So we'll be the visiting team there. And then during the off week of the district schedule, we're going to make a road trip on the 14th to Scott, Louisiana to play Acadiana. Remember how we played them 2 years ago.
Physical.
And then we'll wrap it up on the 22nd. As of right now, it's Saturday the 22nd at West Jeff, but we're trying to move the game to Friday the 21st. That's going to be the Hall of Fame game at West Jeff versus St. Albert. Right now, it's scheduled for Saturday the 22nd at 2 p.m. And then we'll wrap it up with Brother Martin on the 28th back at Tag Gormley, and then the season finale back at Ullman Stadium against Carr, who joined the league this year. And we play Carr just about every year anyway, so we know what kind of athletes they got. It's going to be interesting to see how they do in the league, though I think they're going to do really well. But they're not, though they can be physical, they're not used to the physicality week in, week out.
Week in, week out.
People say that about us, but we knew we were capable because our practices are harder.
Right.
And that's going to knock on Carr. But can they handle that getting punched in the face all the time? Because they used in their district in the past, just winging the ball up and down the field, not as physical.
Running a lot, not as physical.
Doesn't mean they can't be physical, but can you do it week in, week out?
And they got some big boys.
Yeah, they do. So, and that's not even playoffs. That's just the regular season. So, folks, if you get an opportunity and you're in the area, if you're in the Baton Rouge area, hey, come watch us next week against Zachary. If you got any Patriots listen to us in Mississippi, make the road trip to Hattiesburg. Of course, all the games in New Orleans area, Jesuit, Holy Cross, Rummel, St. Aug, and Brother Martin and Carr. By all means, Tag Gormley and Tulane, and, of course, West Jeff for that one game against St. Aug. By all means, come on out. And, of course, any of our Patriots living out there in the Acadiana area, Lafayette, Broussard, Eunice, Crowley, Lake Charles. Hey, I already asked Walt Sanchez, our pregame sponsor, hey, make the run, man. You're only about, 45 minutes an hour away. So get those guys out and live in the west part of the state. Come to Acadiana and watch the Patriots play against the Rams because that's going to be a good ball game. 2 veer offenses, which now we're so old school. We're the gimmicky offense now because people are like, wait, you're running a veer? We've been doing that since 75. And because nowadays everybody's chunking it, So that's the schedule. So, and if you can't make it, we understand. Follow Danny and I. We're going to have the broadcast for you, and hope you guys enjoy it. We do the best we can to paint the picture for you. And, if you can't actually watch it on your computer or your phone, we'll call it like a radio broadcast. We'll do the best we can to describe the action, but we hope you guys have enjoyed it. And here, I was thinking again earlier today, we're starting our 12th season, but 10 years ago, year 2, the Patriots won the school's 25th state championship in year 50, but the school's first and only national championship. And what a fun season that was, watching that ball club play.
Fantastic. A lot of good players on that team, and just, very, very talented. It was one of those years that just had a ton of seniors, and they were all talented, had so much depth on the team. And, it was a great season to call and one of the best that we've had.
I got to think, just looking back, we were so good offensively on the offensive line. I mean, we set a school record, 677 points scored. The defense gave up 60. Since we've been running the veer, I don't think Patrick Morton, the quarterback, made any reads. I think it was straight up base, just give automatically. I mean, the running back, we had 4 running backs, juniors and seniors. They all averaged over 10 yards. I think Sherman Beatty was the big back, like a 12.2 yard per average. I mean, it was just
That's serious.
I mean, they getting the handoff. They weren't getting touched till like the second, almost third level of play. You know, it's crazy.
Richard Allen.
Richard Allen, sorry, yeah, I'm to the backward. Cornerback, went to Tulane. He had 6 punt returns for touchdown. That was a school record that
school
year.
Record, yep.
You know, and of course, Duke Riley. Can't say enough about him. I mean, God bless, man. He covered the field solid, probably faster than any Patriot linebacker. And that's what knock against Kenny Young, who followed him a couple years ago, who was just as good. But Duke just had that little extra gear, and he was a tackle machine because he was a 2-time state game MVP. Won it as a sophomore when we lost to Evangel, and then he won it as a senior when we beat Evangel. And I want to say when he won it as a sophomore, he had like 20 tackles, and then as a senior, he had like 22 tackles in those championship games. I mean, the guy just – I mean, I was playing in the NFL for the Dolphins.
Right,
you know, so.
Where's Kenny at now?
Oh, you know, he was with the Rams last year, and they traded him midseason. And unfortunately for him, because he would gotten a Super Bowl ring, they traded him to Denver. But I don't know if he's still with Denver or if he moved to another team. But
I think he's going to have a good career.
He will. Hey, Garrett Wallow. He graduated from TCU, had a great rookie year with the Texans, and he's playing with the Texans again this year. And trying to think who else. We got 4 guys in the league. So we just mentioned Riley, Young.
What about
Evans? Nate Evans.
Nate Evans.
That's the only. All 4 were
Is he
linebackers.
Still there?
He's bounced around. He's been a journeyman. I don't know who he's with this year. I think the last team he was with was either the Chargers or the Seahawks. I have to look that up. But, not bad. And here's the thing. All 4 of those guys were in the broadcast era. We called those games.
Called them all.
And they were all good as Patriots, and, of course, went to their respective schools. Nate Evans went to Central Florida. Obviously, Duke Riley to LSU. Kenny Young to UCLA. And Garrett went to TCU. So, it's good to see. I mean, we've always had good talent here, but it's good to see finally some guys break it out into the league and actually stay for a little while. And
Coach Howie Inman, he said their season opener for cross country is tomorrow in Baton Rouge.
Okay, good.
He said the boys team led by senior Landry Graves and the girls senior Cassidy Buchanan. He said don't forget about the current linebacker, obviously Justin Horn. He said who broke Duke Riley's school record.
Killed it.
In the 110-meter hurdle. So
killed it.
Good job by him, and thanks for bringing that up again. But, I want to say once again, because my girl missed it, Finley Marie Wimprine, I did not forget about you. Gave you a shout-out, but you weren't listening like normal. So I want to say I love you. And Paul and Nanny and my sweetheart Dempsey and Mom at the house. I appreciate you guys listening. So there's your shout-out. I love you, Finley.
Yep. Yeah, Kenny Young is with Denver. Glenn Tapman just sent me the text confirming that.
Okay.
Yeah, looking at the YouTube, I can see a few of the text messages. Jody Blaylock, listen to us from Tennessee. We appreciate you. If you guys listen to us on the live broadcast, want to interact with us, send a text message to 504-259-7690. Again, 504-259-7690. Yeah, somebody just made a comment that we never stepped up to 5A. Here's the reason for that.
Yeah.
We did have a lot of talent. It was because of the girls' sports, and I know a lot of people, the haters, don't want to agree with this. Football-wise, if we could have moved up football only, we would have moved up, but that wasn't the case. You had to move
time ago.
You had to move up the whole program. And at the time, our girls' program just wasn't up to par to 5A schools.
Yeah.
So it took a few years, but once we got the coaches in there and started improving the girls' program and competing, and then, of course, after the split, and the coach is like, listen, we'll move up. Let us move up.
Right.
And finally they said, okay. And so that's the truth. So I know people may not want to hear that.
And to be honest with you, our girls' sports are good
Now
as
we're killing
anybody's
it.
now. Now
Yeah.
we're beating everybody
But back then we couldn't. But
right.
But if we could have moved up football only,
Right.
we would have.
Yeah, and we would have beat everybody back then, too.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
when people say that, it kind of aggravates me, but it's all good. It's
Yeah,
just the way it is.
It is what it is.
But, taking into consideration that we're still only an enrollment to a school.
Yes.
I think you told me earlier, Central Lafourche.
1350.
1,350 kids. I think at our high school we have less than, I think we have like 350
How about this?
300.
Central Lafourche has 1350 in their 4 grades. My nephew just graduated from a high school in Plano. There's Plano Senior High School, then there's Plano East and Plano West. Now, he went to Plano West, so 3. He graduated this past June 3rd in Plano. His senior class had 1,333. And that's the average class. So between those 3 high schools, there's like 4,500 seniors in Plano every year. How crazy is that?
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Central Lafourche has 1,350 in the school. My nephew had 1,333 in his class.
Jeez and Pete's. I just got another text said Kenny is in Vegas.
Vegas.
Not in Denver.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Right.
that came from a reliable Curtis source.
The Raiders.
Yeah,
Nice.
she might know.
I like. It wasn't that he was bad. He just got caught up in a trade situation.
Right.
And but they got Vaughn. They got he played at Texas A&M.
Vaughn Miller.
Vaughn Miller. There you go. Thank you. His last name escaped me. And it was a trade.
Yep.
I was really hoping that he would stay. Of course, the Rams were, had a good shot of winning. Of course, they did win.
Heck of a
God, can you imagine him getting a high school state championship ring, a national championship ring in high school, and then, of course, a Super Bowl ring?
Wow.
That'd have been pretty cool.
For real.
Yep. Yeah, a fan said we were beating Shaw consistently. Hey, let me tell you about that. That started my junior year in '87. We scrimmaged Shaw, and surprisingly, Shaw, they lost like 3 games that year, and they kind of got hot, kind of like Catholic did in '15.
Mm-hmm.
They got hot in the playoffs. We beat a meet on a Friday night in the championship game for the 3A title, and Shaw made it to the 4A game, and they upset Covington, who we throttled early in the season that year. Vance Joseph was a sophomore quarterback. His brother Mickey had just left to go to Nebraska, and they pulled the upset. But they got to be pretty good after that year. Well, the next year during spring practice, going into my senior year, Coach Tierney asked Coach JT with permission if he can bring his staff over to kind of watch the practice of how we do things. Of course, the coaches are writing down notes and what have you. But they were scouting us because we go and scrimmage at Curtis at the camp. And I kid you not, there was like 8 to 10 deep around the field. And Coach JT and Coach Hank were like, wow, we can get this kind of crowd for a scrimmage. We gotta play a real game. But the problem was both the Patriots and the Eagles had their schedules full for the next couple of years. So we finally didn't meet up until '91. And that became the second game of the season game for a while, and they took the place of South Lafourche when they fell off the you played against Shaw more than I did, but we scrimmaged. But that rivalry between Curtis and Shaw started my junior and senior year. But basically my senior year, when they saw all that crowd there, like, we got to play the game.
Right.
Hey, let's toss it down to Coach.
Hey, back up. Back up. Back up.
Now look, hey, do not relax. Get out and play with high intensity and make sure you're loose getting out. We understand that. Yes, sir. Let's go get them.
And here come your Fighting Patriots of John Curtis Christian School. But yeah, so that's how it started. And that was a nice little rivalry between the Patriots and the Shaw Eagles. But you got to actually play them in the full game. I only got to scrimmage them, but that was a war. In
really good battles. And I'll mention it again, that's back when we were still a 2A school playing that competition, And to be honest with you, Kevin, the problem was not let me say this in the right way. Shaw was the one that had the guts to play us in the regular season.
Yeah.
A lot of other teams didn't want to play us back then, and that's the truth. We'd call to no answer and to a bunch of no's. So I applaud Shaw and Hank Tierney, and I'm glad Hank's back over there, man. Hopefully he turns things back around and gets them headed in the right direction again because, man, if you could just recruit that West Bank area, recruit the hallways, basically, like you say, inside of your own school and get those kids to show up to practice and play, they're going to be a good ball club. So I'm excited about where they're headed in their future as well.
Hey, we'll give a shout out to Buddy Taylor and Ja'Cory Lee. They're watching from Arkansas, Monticello. Hey, thank you guys, Buddy, and Ja'Cory. We appreciate y'all. They were recent grads. Welcome to the fraternity of Ghosts of Patriots Past.
That's right, baby. Yeah, we appreciated calling y'all's games and had a lot of fun with you guys. And
absolutely.
Wish you guys all the best of luck and a bright future.
The Trojans will get the ball to start the second half. The Patriots will kick it off left to right. And I got a text here from Glenn. Looks like Shaw is losing to St. Charles Catholic 30-0. It's going to take a little while, but he'll get Shaw back and running.
And Raymond deep once again for the Trojans.
Deep for the Trojans is Raymond near side, Westerman far side. Alfonso hammers it. Can be fielded by Raymond at the 5, 10, 15. Oh, breaks the tackle, comes near side. It's not what we want. He's to the 40. And the kicker, Alfonso, makes a saving tackle. And they get him at the 44-yard line. And Danny, that's something we do need to work on because even East Jefferson ran a kickoff back for a touchdown. But last year alone, we gave up 5 last year. But in recent years of the broadcast, I think we've probably given up close to maybe between 10 to 15, but there was a stretch where there was a 20-year period we didn't give up any.
No, 100%. And I think a lot has changed since then, not being able to, have like the old punt returns that we would bring the wall to the ball and the ball to the wall, and you'd have that crack block and blindside block, being able to do it. And things have changed, and you're not able to set up a wedge anymore, or have a wedge buster. And, but yeah, Kevin, a lot of it just comes down to technique and understanding the game and positioning and things like that, staying in your lanes. I just don't understand it. And I'll say this to a younger kid that's listening. If you want to start and be noticed, that first starts with special teams.
Yep, get on the field.
You want to run down the field and go knock somebody's head off as a freshman, you can get on the field. That's a way to do it, and that's a way to be noticed. So a lot of these guys have to take pride in doing that, and you have to understand that if you're on a special teams, you're a starter, you're a first teamer. So take a lot of pride in it.
Raymond, the I-back, lost 1 on that previous carry. Quarterback Slayton takes it up the middle out of the shotgun, and he goes nowhere again. The whole front 4 just wrapped him up, led by
Justin Brooks. Got him.
Brooks, 84, is the first guy. And
looks like number 23,
Barnes,
Anthony Smith
95,
in there.
Smith, and also Ackle in there as well. So this might be the last
I'm not
drive of the starters here.
I'm not used to Ackle. So, him wearing number 5.
He was 44 last year.
Yeah, it looks funny. It looks funny having him down there. I promise you, Adam, I'll have it down by Austin. Excuse me. I'll have it down by next week, Austin, understanding that you're number 5 now. When they change it up on us, I'm looking for number 44.
Well, the running backs, too. Gabriel was 25 last year. Pratt was 26. Now they're 1 and 3.
Yep.
Yeah, it takes a good game to get used to it.
Yeah, but they're having a good game down there. Brooks, Ackle, all those guys, Drake, they're working really hard and playing on that side of the ball.
High formation again. Slayton under center. He's a toss sweep it to Raymond. Student body right. And we're going to no gain.
And as I say it again,
Horn.
Austin Ackle chases him down from the backside, does a good job of squeezing and running.
And Brooks
chased them down for a loss once again. Going to bring up 4th and 11. Obviously force another punting situation. And that's exciting. Exciting to watch, Kevin. If you're a Patriots fan, that the defense is definitely holding serve today and doing their job.
Well, we need some momentum going into Zachary because, like I said, we got to bring a lunch pail next week.
It's going to be a totally different game.
Their offense is very potent, so we might be a scoring, match their scores for ours. High wobbly kick, Prout. Fair catches it, got hit, that'll be a flag. Westerman ran right into him. So we'll get first down. Let's see where they spot it.
Good job by Prout again. That's not an easy position to be in when you're down there and a guy's screaming right down on you and you have to try to catch the ball. So good job of him. Having the guts to be there and trying to make that fair catch.
Question is, when are the 2 Veer teams playing again? To answer your question, the Patriots will go on the road to Acadiana on Friday, October 14th. In Acadiana, in Scott, Louisiana. So, hey, if you guys in the New Orleans area, following the Patriots, y'all make a run. Bring your ice chest right there, the little exit there, the little golden triangle. Go to the best stop north of I-10. South, you got Billy's and Don's. Pick up a box of boudin, some gratons, a Chaudin and a Ponce, and maybe a Cowtonga too.
Wow. This guy knows his stuff.
Little handoff here to running back. No gain. He's 2nd down and 10. That was Smith at quarterback.
Now you got me bringing my ice chest, man.
Come on.
And their offense is a little different than ours, Kevin. When we saw it a few years ago, theirs was more of like a base.
Give, yeah.
It wasn't much of an option to me. And now maybe I'm wrong. I'm not affiliated with their school, but to me it looked like a straight downhill run. Maybe it was going to be a called option play, but it looked like they were more base right in your face, just running the ball downhill. Very physical, very big, and another huge school over there.
Richard Woodruff, class of 21 in Chicago. Listen to us. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah. What's up, Rich?
The Windy City. Tell you what, I was there in November of 98 when LSU went up to play Notre Dame. Stayed in Chesterton, Indiana. We flew into Chicago, went to Chesterton, and went back to Chicago that night. A friend of mine worked for the Saints. Dicker was the coach of the Saints at the time. He hooked us up with reservations at Mike Dicker's restaurant. We just had to walk basically a block from where we parked to the restaurant, and that wind was coming down Michigan Avenue, and my face hurt. The bones in my face hurt.
There's the pull.
And that's Bruno with the keeper, and he has enough for the first down at the 48-yard line.
Attaboy.
7:33 to go in the third. It's 30-0 Patriots. Chicago, that'd be a fun time. I want to go there and go catch a Cubs game in the summer. That'd be cool. Let's put that on the bucket list.
That'd be sweet.
Bring the boys.
Man, Cubs game, that is on the bucket list for sure.
Remember when we first got cable back in the early 80s? You weren't even born yet. 1980 and WGN, watching that, you know. Oh, Harry Carey. Hey, Steve.
Cub win. Cub win.
That's right. Johnson right up the middle with a big run.
Big boy.
Dragging a few Trojans near the 15-yard line. And that's the same play that Smith scored on. He was the right halfback. He just took a handoff, ran over the center. Old 30 base back in the day. And he ran into the 15-yard line. It'd be 1st and 10 Patriots with 6:46 to go in the third.
Yep, and he's kind of, some of the depth that I'm talking about. Those running backs running downhill really hard and breaking through the holes. Obviously, we talked about the offensive line a lot tonight, and they're showing up and showing out.
Twins receivers near side, ball on the left hash mark. Smith, the quarterback, throws it to Mitchell.
Yes.
And he's going to be a foot race to the corner. He got it.
Kevin, I was just about to say, please throw the ball. It looked like they just had 2-on-2 out here. Man coverage, a great opportunity to take advantage of a matchup, and they did right there. Came up with the little cross block back inside, followed him in, just outran the guy to the end zone. Good job right there.
Nice little hitch play right there. Perfect block by their other receiver and got it in for the touchdown.
Good job right there by the Patriots, bringing the score 36-0. Patriots on top
Mitchell.
With 6 minutes left here in the third quarter. You listen to us live on JohnCurtisPatriots.com.
Patriots line up for the PAT. Robinson will hold it. Be the third holder here for Alfonso.
And my boy Juan Montevias, he said he wanted to give a big shout out to the Patriots football film team.
Good.
They volunteer so many hours and they film every football practice and game. Olivia, Kyra, Marin, Maya, and Ella, and Cambry. So appreciate them. We talked about all of the kids that were out there with the cheerleaders and everybody else, but we obviously couldn't do it without the film crew as well. So appreciate you girls.
Absolutely. That touchdown was Smith to Mitchell, 10 yards out. Alfonso made the PAT. It's now Patriots 37, Trojan 0. Danny, that capped a 4-play drive going 61 yards in distance, taking 3:01 off the clock. And we're at the 6-minute mark, so that should be the official hydration break. But I think they said, you know what?
Let's just keep it rolling.
Yeah.
We're getting rained on a little bit, so let's rock and roll.
Yeah, not as hot.
Nope. Actually, it's very pleasant for us up here.
Mm-hmm.
The sun has gone down. There's, some drizzle in the air, and
well, we got an air conditioner behind us, and then we got the wind blowing in, so it's comfy.
Nothing wrong with it. We're in the penthouse, baby.
Word.
This isn't my Spertolino.
Yes, y'all are in the penthouse.
Oh, what you doing down there, boy?
All about me.
Oh, this guy, no umbrella, no raincoat. Come on, baby, let's go.
I got a raincoat. It's in the car.
Gordon has a great place for it.
Boy.
Gordon earned his keep tonight.
That's right.
Alfonso hits it deep. Raymond from the 7, 15.
There you go.
And
come
20.
on, wrap it up.
Forward to the 22
Good job.
Yard line. So nice return there with 5:30 and counting.
Well, Gordon, that's what happens when you're not, the voice, Hall of Famer like Big Kev up here. You should see this chair he's sitting in right here. Gordon, it was like before he sat down, I had to brush it off.
Oh, boy.
And then we had to wrap it with some gold foil. You know what I'm saying?
It's not too bad because I'm down here with Coach Corey.
Oh, there you go.
He's keeping me busy.
At least you get some good stories out of it.
Absolutely.
I want to give a shout out to Hot Rods Creole, who's our post-game sponsor.
Yeah,
Rodney
baby.
Beloso, giving us a shout out. We appreciate you.
100%. Good stuff.
Rodney got some good. Yeah, we'll talk about that post-game. Man, he's got some good vittles.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all need to buy some of his products. Award-winning Crawford's Bowl and Jambalaya. So, little handoff here to Raymond. Comes near side.
Go get him. Attaboy.
No gain. Good job there by the Patriot front four. It looks like the clock's continuing to run, so they must have had some kind of agreement.
Yeah, they had an agreement to keep
Let's
it
roll
running.
it. And look, you got to hand it to Central Lafourche's coach. I forgot his name. I should have wrote it down. Former Patriot, fellow Patriot Aaron Meyer was the coach here last year. Of course, they only played half a season because the hurricane just damaged everything. Now he transferred over to Morgan City, and since he's left, they've had a couple other coaches come and go. So the defensive coordinator, who's also the AD, took over to fill in for this year. So just get enough kids together, because some of these kids are still living in trailers and broken homes and stuff from the hurricane. So, timeout, though. They will stop the clock now. Timeout charge to the Trojans. So with 4:10 to go in the third, it's the Patriots 37, the Trojans 0.
Kevin, I want to run through some of our extra sponsors here as well. Appreciate the opportunity for you guys that you guys give us by being sponsors. So the gold sponsors are ABC Fire and Burglar Alarm, Alternative Teas, National Temperature Control, Cajun Land Spices, Alario Brothers Marine, Chris's Fishing Charters, Bartholomew Law Offices, Garden of Memories Funeral Home, Proud Yogi's Bears, Walter and Bill Sanchez, of course, Bobby Seafood, and Hot Rods Creole Seasoning. So appreciate those guys, because like we mentioned before, if you didn't sponsor, we couldn't do what we do. We wouldn't be allowed to travel, be able to get this high-tech equipment that we need. Also want to give a shout-out to Bob User Productions. Robbie's here, our chief production engineer. If you guys ever want anything filmed or edited, wedding, any type of event, 738-1447. Appreciate being up here with him each and every week and him taking care of business.
Absolutely. Trojans line up, twins near side, split top of the field. They'll two halfbacks straddling the sides of the quarterback. Slayton gives it to Zerang. Goes right side. Maybe a half a yard. Good job there. The Patriots defense is playing really well.
And I want to say hello to my mother. She's over there listening. She says she just got home from dinner, checking in with us now. Love Kevin and Danny.
Yay.
Some people at church said, do you have an older brother or older brother? I said, no, it's just my mom's kind of crush. She goes to church with Kevin at St. Matthew. Yeah, pewmate at St. Matthews.
I think one lady actually did thought we were dating.
Really?
Yeah, I was like.
She's a little older than me.
Nah, Miss Barbara's young, man.
Oh, yeah, man. I love you, Ma.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all listening.
Yeah. My pewmate at 9 p.m. at 9 a.m.
Uh-oh, fumble.
Yep. As you know, as a quarterback in a shotgun, you don't get that snap. It just ruins the timing of everything. And
well, it's kind of hard. Like you said, it's been drizzling. The ball's getting a little wet. The center has to deal with it. A lot of times the quarterback will put a towel in the backside of the center, so when he goes underneath, he could kind of get his hands nice and dry. But when you're in the shotgun, that center's it's a different ball game. So, we went to the Brother Martin Curtis 8th grade game yesterday.
How was that?
Man, and their center, I'm not talking bad about him. He's an 8th grader, but that's what reminded me. Yeah, the snaps were constantly high. But I'd like to say congratulations to our 8th grade team. They absolutely put a whipping on them. I think it was 36-0. And could have been worse.
Smith fields the ball at the 50-yard line, has a lot of room down the left sideline, and he's going to take it down inside the 10, fighting hard. He's near side, he's 5, and he's going to score!
Yes, sir!
But 1:23 to go in the third. Smith has a 50-yard punt return down the left sideline. Danny, he was untouched until he got around the 10-yard line, and he moved it into the 5 and ran across the field. Nice run.
I think he broke 3 or 4 tackles right there, Kevin. I thought he was going down close to the sideline, and he wouldn't be denied. So a nice job by him just making it happen and taking it all the way in the end zone. When we talk about some of the old-fashioned special teams and punt returns, there you go.
50.
Nice job by him, and good individual effort, and obviously some good blocking out front. But the difference was, Kevin, we fielded that punt, and we had a little bit of green grass in front of us to be able to catch that thing, hit it with some speed, and be able to take it to the sideline. So nice job by him, getting us 6 more points. That's going to bring us up 40-0 with 36 seconds left here
43.
in the third quarter. 43, excuse me.
Yeah, it was 37.
Yep.
Snap, plays, kick is up. The PAT is no good. So with 23 seconds to go in the third, the score will stay 43-0 Patriots. Wow, we haven't had a punt return for a touchdown in a while. I'm thinking about that one. When's the last time we had one?
I don't know.
That just shows you how crazy it's been, because we used to hang our hat on that kind of stuff.
Right.
That's the end of the third quarter. So after 3 quarters of play, it's the John Curtis Christian Patriots 43, the Central Lafourche Trojans 0.
Remind Rob he's got to change it on the screen.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it's it's one of those weird things. You have to come out here. You have to be ready to play. Unfortunately, Central Lafourche, isn't really a match for Curtis tonight. But I like the opportunity, like we mentioned before, of getting a lot of younger kids into the ball game to be able to play. Some of these kids that are on the second team kickoff team, they're able to get into the game, run down on the kickoff with their hair on fire, make a difference, get coached in the film. I remember being an 8th grade, 9th grader, playing on special teams, being a backup quarterback, having to go in film and really not getting in the game at all. And finally, these guys get an opportunity to go out there. They want to make a big play. You have to play within yourself, but it's a great opportunity for some of these youngsters.
Absolutely. Kickoff will be fielded net far side at the 15-yard line. And he'll be tackled around the 27-yard line. That is going to be number 12. Let's give him a little credit there. That was a nice little run. It's Mason Sherrill for the Trojans.
Trojans will play 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line.
All right, the ball's officially spotted at the 27-yard line on the far side hash mark. The both teams have flipped the field, so now the Trojans are going left to right.
My old agent texted me a cool story. He said, all my childhood memories of attending John Curtis, my favorite people I still remember very well, are Miss Usler and Coach Corey. We just mentioned Coach Corey. He said, I remember them both comforting me when I was devastated over finding out the news that my family was going to move to Memphis and I had to leave John Curtis. I appreciate that, Brian. Yeah, once you're a Patriot, you're always a Patriot.
Yep. Shotgun formation, Twins near side, split top of the field. Yeah, Miss Debbie's up here in the booth with Mr. Bob giving reports to WWL, and Coach Corey's on our sideline, far side. Hand the ball to Zarang, and he's going to be tackled for a loss.
With a wrap up.
I believe that was number 13, I believe, with the Patriots. Saavedra, Caleb Saavedra.
Yeah, he's a junior, 5'11", 220-pound linebacker, and it looks like Trojans have another injured player on the field.
It looks like cramp. So we've got an injury timeout with 10:47 and counting. The Patriots lead at 43-0.
And even with an injury, they're going to continue to run the clock, which is good for us.
It's going to be exciting. Of course, going to play Zachary. We'll talk a little bit about that in the postgame, but there's also a flag on the sign unless it fell in its place. But the field over at Zachary's nice. Get a new field, and they got a monster scoreboard. So I'm looking forward to going there. So if you get a chance, if any of you Patriots within driving distance next Friday night want to go to Zachary, I'm sure it's going to be a packed house. They always have a good crowd, but they have a big scoreboard, and I'm sure a nice press box.
How far is that ride for us?
Well, it's an hour to Baton Rouge, and then just north of that, it's like another 30 minutes north, with Baton Rouge traffic.
Yeah, you got to count the traffic.
Maybe 2. Yeah, you got to add another hour of traffic because Baton Rouge is. So.
Well, Kevin gets nervous, so we're going to leave at noon.
Nah, I'm get off at 3. We're going to 3:05.
There you go.
Y'all leaving at 3?
Sounds good. Yeah.
About 3:15. Yeah, we've been.
Yeah, we're gonna go have lunch in Baton Rouge and then head over.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice. Now we'll say this: the following week on Thursday the 15th, I get off at noon. We'll probably. Yeah. Be a little early. Maybe go do a little lunch somewhere.
Yeah. Get out of there.
Yeah.
Let me know because I'm gonna be solo that Thursday.
Let's go get it. Let's go get it.
We'll figure it out.
Part of the journey, baby. Got to be together, and and I'll say this: it's funny that y'all said that because. When you're a player, back in the day, the things that you miss are the guys. There's going to be
trips.
It's the fun with the guys, and eventually there's going to come a point in time for me that I might not be able to do this because of my boys growing up and my girls growing up in school, and I'm going to miss you guys having the opportunity to hang out and go on road trips and do things like this and have the opportunities to have that we have right now. So I just want to say thank you guys for the last 12 years so far.
Swing pass to Zarang, comes near side. Breaks a few tackles, and he's going to get hit out of bounds at the 30. Tell you what, their receiver put a nice block on our linebacker here at the top of the field.
Yep.
Hate to see it against us, but it was a good block by him. They're going to mark it right at the 30. Gain of 6. And Ronnie said you better leave early than 3. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because we play at 6:30, don't we?
I think so.
It's the who's the team that we play at 7:30? That's the Texas team.
No, Hattiesburg, Oak Grove.
Hattiesburg, yeah, Mississippi.
Nah, we leave at 3:05, 3:15. We can still make it up there in time.
Yeah, Kevin drives. He rolls, baby. Don't worry about that.
Slayton takes the pass from center, fires a pass down the field, and it's going to be in and out of hands. I thought he had it. Little post route. But the good news is there was at least 3 Patriot defensive backs in the area.
Yep. See a little Frankie Massico over there.
Yeah.
Getting some playing time. Number 29, 6'1", 150 pounds. I put some more pounds on that frame, but here he's been working real hard, so proud of him. And all of these young guys that are out there. You got number 25, Trey Brown out there. Who's back here deep? Is that
Turner?
Turner? Okay.
Give a shout out to a classmate of mine, Miss P, Christine Pinachero. Appreciate you listening.
Yeah.
Back at the house, and she does a great job teaching the
everybody loves
middle school math.
Yep.
8th grade math. A Wally kicked away from Turner. It's going to take a Patriot bounce. It hit at the Patriot 48-yard line, and it bounced back to the 48 of Central. Let's see where they mark it.
Yeah, it's funny.
I believe that's where it goes.
A story about the Massicos and Miss Pinachero. It's Christine, right?
Christine.
Okay. So a few years ago, I'm eating at Village Inn. This is probably like 5 years ago, you know, and Frankie and Logan are my next-door neighbors. And I think we went to Village Inn across the highway, and we're eating. Miss Pinachero's over there. And I'm trying to whisper to Logan across the table, what's her name? What's her, you know, because I know it's Miss Pinachero. I didn't realize what her first name is. And he goes, Miss Pinachero. And I'm like, you idiot. I'm like, I know. And I don't even know if she remembers. But she looks at me, and I'm like, oh, my God, yeah. Thanks, Logan. I appreciate it, man. I meant her first name. The good old days. But, yeah, I've heard a lot of people tell great stories about Miss Pinachero, how much they like her as a teacher. And so we appreciate that as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lights. You can see the rain coming down. Yeah, if you Patriot fans making the road trip, go hook up with the Zachary Parents Club. They usually cook a big old 110-gallon pot of jambalaya.
Ooh.
Actually, Jimmy Roy, who's does a lot of work in the prep area, was a former coach in Zachary, and he does similar to what Coach JT and them do on TV, but they do on the radio side with a couple guys, Todd Black and a few other guys. Kind of Ken Trahan's more like Ken Trahan, I should say, more like a radio recap and stuff. Roddy Beloso teamed up with Jimmy Roy, and I got with him in Como a couple years ago when the Hurricanes blasted through Lake Charles in the fall of 20. And on a Saturday, we went out there to Lake Charles, and we fed 850 people. You should see this 110-gallon pot. It's huge. 3 of us were stirring as Rodney and
that's a big boy.
Rodney and Como were dumping all the seasoned meats and stuff in. 3 of us with paddles were making it happen. But it's good stuff. Patriots going right to left, hand it off, no gain. It'd be 3rd down. That was 3rd and 4 down. It'd be 4th down. We'll probably go for it here. Why not? 5:20 counting. It's not a hard rain, but it's kind of like when you, because it's so dark in the background, I'm looking at the light standard, and you can just see it. You know, it's just like a, normal people say a miss, but, you know, back when Les Miles was coaching the Tigers, he'd say something like a crisp dew.
There you go. Ooh. While he was eating the grass.
Yeah, something like that. First punt of the game for the Patriots. Nice
That
high
was a
spot
boomer.
kick. Going to go in the end zone, and that was number 6, I believe.
Yep.
For the Patriots, Tyler Mitchell. He hammered it. Clock running with 4:43 to go.
And Kevin, I'd also like to mention, we have this new, I'm not even going to call it a club, it's like a faith group. So we started this this group at my house called Father's Fellowship. And we're going on our 6th meeting, I believe, September 13th on a Tuesday, late at night, so all the dads could, you know, get their kids tucked in, get them out of practice, get them dropped off, eat and everything. But it was kind of on my heart last year to start almost like an adult FCA for men, you know, guys that are going through some things. So we are going on our 6th meeting. Coach Father Sidney Speaks, that used to be at St. Matthew's, a good friend of yours. And he is going to be speaking to us September 13th at the house. So if anybody wants to come over, ask me about it. And it's just a group of Christian men trying to get together, eat some good food, talk about the challenges and some things that we faith in life, and share our testimony and our love for Jesus. So if y'all want to talk about it, ask me about it, ask any of the guys that are with us. But so far we got about 90 guys on the group me, that are involved, and it's been really good so far.
Slade on quarterback keeper. Short game. Got a lot of young guys getting in and out. 3:29 and counting.
And JT spoke twice, about a month and a half ago, and the meeting before that. So it's been really good for a lot of guys. Been a blessing for me. And it looks like some of our fans kind of hit the road.
I don't blame them.
We got a lot of umbrellas out there as well over here on the Central Lafourche side. But the clock is continuing to run with 3 minutes left. Patriots on top 43-0. You listen to us live on JohnCurtisPatriots.com.
Slayton will go into center. I formation. Twins near side. Split top of the field. Little toss sweep near side. That's going to be Zerang. And he's going to get run from behind. Pushed out of bounds. That is 35 for the Patriots. Give him a little credit there.
Jaden Thomas.
Yep, Jaden Thomas. Zerang, I believe, is the I think his mom came here as a Patriot. And he's an all-district performer for the Trojans last year.
We have basically a whole nother group checked into the game here. And look like some younger kids getting onto the field. I like to see that, like we talked about.
Coach is going to increase his winning record now from 603 to 604. 17 away from tying Coach McKissick. And he dropped it.
Ball's on the ground.
The running back picked it up. The quarterback didn't pay attention, almost got rolled.
Quarterback's pouting and walking off. He almost gets his ankle rolled up on.
Yep. And that happens when the ball gets wet like that, just as I'm not knocking the kid, but you drop the ball, you got to keep playing.
Right. Right. Go block for
he really could have got hurt. They really almost rolled up on him. Ball's back at the 19-yard line, 1:30 and counting. They're going to punt it. Smith will stand at the Patriot 49. Ooh, we almost blocked it. Fields it at the 50. Fair caught. That's Smith. So with 1:11 to go in the ball game, it'll be 1st and 10 Patriots at the 50.
Yeah,
we won't do much here.
Nah, been really one-sided so far, Kevin. Good game by the Patriots. Just want to hold on to it tight here. Take victory formation, kneel the ball down, and get out of the game healthy like we mentioned before. These games are a good warm-up for us, being our first one, but next week's going to be a heck of a test. But
we're going to step up in caliber of play for sure. Defending 5A champion who's penciled in the favorite to win it again. We're going to kneel it. Robinson will be in the center. That's the right thing to do.
Yep.
Yeah, it could be fun going to Zachary, watching those guys. Like I said, Eli Holstein's the real deal.
Yeah,
our defense has really got to start tomorrow, start hydrating, because they got 2 receivers that are studs, a couple good running backs. But like I said, Eli, even against good teams, he gets 350, 400 yards. So he's going to get his yards. We're not going to stop him, but if we can just make some plays, but, a good pass rush would kind of help that as well. And, of course, the good defense could be a good offense. They some nice time-consuming drives keep Eli on the sideline, This will be it. 25 seconds to go. We'll kneel it down.
My boy out there, number 42, JoJo Fagan, the tight end, 6'1", 215-pound sophomore. Enjoyed watching him grow up, seeing him out there for the final snap of the ball game. See also some other younger kids. So that's one of the great things. We get to watch some of these kids grow up.
Oh, yeah.
In the system and get to know their parents and grandparents a little bit. And all the hard work that they put in.
Well, that's it. The John Curtis Christian Patriots defeat the Central Lafourche the Trojans 43-0. Patriots are 1-0 on the season. The Trojans are now 0-1. And we'll do our post-game recap, and then we'll set up next week's broadcast.
And as we mentioned, we're talking to our big boy, old Hot Rod. Want to give a shout-out to his local company, Hot Rods Creole. They're locally owned and family operated with generational recipes for your cooking ease and enjoyment. Check out their award-winning jambalaya, gumbo, and barbecue sauces. Don't forget the premium garlic butter seasonings, fish fry, seafood boil mixes, and everything that they offer. You can find out all their products at your local grocery store or online at www.hotrodscreole.com. Hot Rods Creole is the only way to Creole. And I tell you what, my favorite thing is that garlic butter seasoning.
Yeah.
You could slap that, slap that on anything, and it's going to be good. What kind of stuff you get into over there? Actually, at Bobby's, I saw a lot of his products at Bobby's.
Yep.
And then at your local grocery stores, like
Absolutely.
they mentioned. But everything that they have is fantastic. We appreciate Rodney for the support.
No, I do. The garlic butter is my favorite, and then also the barbecue sauce is really, really good. And I have used his crawfish boil on my snow crab legs.
Okay.
I have my own boil mix, which is good, but it's good flavor. And then I tell you what, man, you want to make some croutons or some cracklings, throw you some little Boston butt and oil in the pot, and they have to get them nice and brown, and you take them out. You hit it with the garlic butter and the rub. Combination of both of them, just hit it hard.
Boom.
And then,
Nice.
woo, ça c'est bon. Anyway,
There you
it's the
go.
Patriots 43, the Trojans 0. Score and recap, we'll go real quick. It was all Patriots. Bruno to Mitchell, 45 yards out in the first quarter. Missed the PT, made it 6-0. Then Proud followed up with an 18-yard touchdown run on a one-play drive, taking 5 seconds off the clock. We got the PAT by Alfonso, making it 13-0. And in the last score of the first quarter, with 3:08 to go, Cohen hit a 10-yard touchdown run. Alfonso made the PAT, cap it off a full-play drive, make it 20-0 after 1 quarter of play. Patriots got back on the board with 10:52 to go in the half. Smith had a 21-yard touchdown run. Alfonso added a PAT, making it 27-0. With 5:36 to go in the half, Alfonso added 3 on a 31-yard field goal, making it Patriots 30, Trojans 0 at halftime. And the Patriots got on the board 2 more times, though the clock was running throughout most of the game, and we were subbing, not trying to do anything too fancy. The Patriots had 6 minutes to go in the third. Smith had a 10-yard touchdown pitch and catch to Mitchell. Alfonso added a PAT, making it 37-0. And then Smith again got on the board with a 50-yard punt return, a very nice run down the left side. We missed the PAT, making it 43-0. That's how the third quarter ended, and that's actually how the ball game ended. Your thoughts on tonight's performance as we head into Zachary next week?
Well, just a nice game for some momentum, starting it up. Playing efficiently, offense and defense, special teams. It was a team win, and I'm just excited to be back out here with the Patriots. Anytime we can get out here with some good action on a Friday night with John Curtis is a good night for us. So appreciate the opportunity to do it once again for our 12th season together. And, but like I said, a team victory. Good to get out here with no injuries and got some good film work in the process. Those guys are going to understand tomorrow that, it isn't always as good as you think, and it's not always as bad as you think either. So there's a happy medium. You have to get in the film room and learn from your mistakes and build on that. And, we're excited about a great matchup next week.
Yeah, they always say, I guess the adage is, everybody usually approves between week 1 and week 2. Wasn't a bad performance tonight. But, again, we got to really start hydrating tomorrow because we're going to play a very good team, Zachary. And going to need to beat everybody on their A game.
Oh, 100%. And the one thing that I will say about tonight, Kevin, is we didn't have a lot of those first game mistakes.
Right.
A lot of times, we had, I think it was one offsides, the kind of thing, but we didn't have all the fumbles. We didn't throw any interceptions.
Not a lot of penalties either.
We didn't have all these crazy penalties that you would imagine on the first week of the season. So I will say congratulations about that. A lot of times you come out for the first game, it's a little sloppy. You don't have it all together. So good job by us, and hopefully we added a little bit of team conditioning and getting those pads on, banging a little bit, and being able to get a little bit more conditioned for a ball game ready for next week.
Well, tonight is actually then. Next Friday's now. We're going to start preparing for the Zachary Broncos, again, the defending 5A champions. We're going to go on the road next week. We'll be in Zachary, Louisiana. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. We'll be on the air at 6:45. We encourage anybody in the Baton Rouge area, or even New Orleans area, get on the car, drive up there, and make the trip, support the Patriots. But if you can't make it, you understand it's Baton Rouge traffic on a Friday. I get it. You can put it on the YouTube via JohnCurtisPatriots.com. Danny Gordon, Robert Knott will have the action for you. So we're looking forward to bringing you the action. Hopefully the Patriots will be victorious again next week. Again, Coach JT is now 604, 75-6, and we look forward to having you guys next week. And since we're in the heart of Lafourche Parish, it goes something like, Bonne nuit, les gens, et allez, grand bleu. Good night, people. Go Big Blue.
God bless.